Welcome everybody to episode 21 of the Luke Pipala Show with Dave Cooch and Dylan Baker. I thought, what better way to spend my time home alone than sending a dick video? So I did it.
Yo, what are you doing? Park the car.
And it was chocolate covered. She goes, I'm allergic to chocolate.
And he looks for the bread and it's just
My bread is gone.
Wasn't me. Wrong bitch.
I think I've earned a date. And she said, yeah, you did. I was like, oh,
You like her. You
exactly.
like her.
And she's 2 years older than me, too. Don't see me jerk off. I'm watching Pornhub right now. Come on, look at my dick. Everybody liked the video. Subscribe to the
If you guys are not subscribed to the Luke Pipala podcast,
You're anti-LGBTQ if you don't subscribe.
you don't want women to have rights.
Don't want your dad to pay his child support.
You literally piss on the pride parade from your balcony.
You
Like, just
literally
subscribe.
go up to homeless people and spit in their faces.
Then you punch them in the stomach. It's not like your local whore on OnlyFans.
So just subscribe.
Subscribe. It'll
It's
take
free.
you 2
You
seconds.
don't gotta pay $4.99.
She goes, my mom just passed away.
If anybody feels that I should stop doing the podcast or quit, to you I say, nah. We're sponsored by Crown. Been trying to get the sponsorship for a minute, I'm not gonna lie, but I haven't got it because I don't have the crown yet. Also sponsored by Manscaped. If you're like me and you used a dry razor to shave all your testicle hair off, bro, before you hook up, then you're gonna wish you had Manscaped. So 20% off with the code Luke. You can check out and yeah, Manscaped, gender neutral. All right, fellas. So I wanted to start off with the question of tits or ass. What do you want? What side?
Well, first of all, we can cut this, right?
Go ahead. Yeah.
All right. You want to introduce us?
Yeah. Okay. So everybody, this is Dave Cooch and Dylan Baker. Fellas, thank you so much for coming on. It's been great.
I'm glad to be on. Luke is a great friend. Very hospital. He's always been very hospital. And I'm ready.
Yeah.
Let's dive deep. It's going to
Let's
be great.
do it.
Dylan, thank you also for coming on.
Appreciate
so much, bro. It's been great. We actually didn't know that the podcast was recording for a good 15 minutes. Would you say?
I would say
So,
at least 15.
You may see that content. You may not. It just depends. But yeah, if you do, get ready.
So I'm David, and I am graduating from college this year, and I actually got accepted into medical school 2 years ago as a sophomore. So I'm ready to dive deep. Let's do it.
I'm Dylan Baker. Just your average barber, professional gambler, and I own a pressure washing business too. Looking to hire some ladies and gentlemen.
Show off the shirt.
Oh yeah, custom shirt. Nothing too crazy.
All right, so you said you want to dive deep. Let's
Yeah.
dive deep. I'm
do it.
here for it.
Let's do it. I'm ready. We got a lot of topics that I'm ready to talk about. A lot of controversial issues currently going on that I'm ready to dive deep into.
The show is no stranger to controversy.
Let's do it. So you mentioned your first question.
Tits or ass?
It's a deep question. We're starting off deep right now.
Depending on what you talk about, it could be very deep. It just depends. It
That's very
depends.
true.
I'm just gonna start us off, and I'm just gonna say I'm a tits guy, and it's not
Wow.
even that close.
Wow.
So personally for me, I believe that it's definitely coming down to personal preference, right? Like it depends on the person, what they like, what they want to see, what they're attracted to. And for me, I'm just going to have to say I'm an ass guy. Like, hey, if a girl has some A or B cup boobies, like I'm okay with that. Like it's not a problem.
What could you do more with though?
Does not matter what I do more with.
Ass. For me, so I've been with both, or all three rather. So the girls with the tits, girls with ass, right? And then the girls with both.
The alphas,
Oh, in the office.
the unicorns, as
Exactly.
you want to call them.
But realistically, every girl is equal. We're not trying to diminish girls who have one or the other or both. But I think I'm an ass guy too. Oh, there's just something about it, bro.
It's like, what are you packing in the back?
Yeah, the caboose.
But really,
What's
what's
in there?
more
Yeah,
rare?
what's in
What's
there?
more rare?
That's fair.
Okay, tits are rare because any girl can go do squats and boom, a couple months you've got an ass.
I feel like the
So,
pants are deceiving too, though.
Oh, that's
like the
true.
Lululemon leggings.
Ooh,
Like
there
every
are-
girl.
There's just
Dude, there are
Have you
some
seen
pants.
Have you seen a girl that has wore those and their ass has been mid?
okay, but also there's
That's
push-up
true,
bras.
that's true.
Yeah.
You can have the little
That's fair.
things. Yeah.
But when they're in your face, they're in your face.
I understand.
Have
so-
you guys seen those like nipple covers that they have?
Yeah.
Dude, I did not know that those were a thing until like I was just scrolling through TikTok and there's one on this guy's cheek, just clapped right onto his cheek.
Fuck.
I'm like, what? Like, what's on his face?
Huh.
Like, what is that? And then the girl comes on screen. She's like, yo, like my boyfriend just found out that he's got nipple covers stuck to his face. And I'm like, yo, what do you mean nipple covers? And then she like showed, and I was like, there's no way. Like, I didn't know that was a thing.
That's so crazy.
Like, I do have some perked up nipples every once in a while. So.
Yeah, I mean, why not? All right, I have another question, a little bit more controversial, and I'm interested to hear your answers, your opinions on it. Brace yourselves. Vagina or butthole? What we do?
I'm just gonna have to go with vagina on this
Okay,
one.
yeah, obviously. I mean, yeah. Dave?
I would agree.
Okay.
I would agree.
Well, for the first time on the Pipala show, I am going to say, pussy. It's vagina. Vagina.
10 out of 10 times.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean, it's a like scientifically, it's a one-way
I've never
digestive.
Yeah,
tract, right.
I've never done anal. It doesn't. I mean, we got the doctor here. I don't think it's healthy at all.
I mean, it's a one-way digestive tract,
Yeah,
right? So,
okay.
like, you eat something, it goes through your stomach, your intestines, and then out your butthole, right?
Could be dangerous.
I
Okay,
mean,
but-
just thinking of it like anatomically like that, like, do you want to reverse that? Do you want to disrupt nature?
Could be a shitty situation.
Okay, well, yeah, I have a hot take, but it's true. Women don't poop.
I've heard.
I've never
I've
seen
heard-
it.
They don't.
I've heard-
They don't.
I've never
heard that.
seen.
They
My
don't.
dad actually told me that when I was a kid.
Because they don't. It just dissolves. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I've definitely heard of that. So
They don't poop. Any female watching this, if you would like to answer the question, I mean, I know the answer is that you don't poop, but just comment it. Everybody like the video, subscribe to the video. If you like these guys.
if you guys are not subscribed to the Luke Pipala podcast, you're doing something wrong.
Your mom hates you if
Yeah.
you're not subscribed.
Yeah, you'd like for a dog to get kicked in its stomach.
Yeah.
You're anti-LGBTQ if you don't subscribe
Mhm.
right now.
You don't want women to have rights if you don't subscribe.
Don't want your dad to pay his child support.
You literally piss on the Pride Parade from your balcony every time because you're anti.
You
like, just
literally,
subscribe.
you literally go up to homeless people and spit in their faces.
And then you punch them in the stomach.
So just subscribe.
Literally subscribe. It'll
It's
take
free.
you 2 seconds.
Don't
It's
forget to
free.
like too.
Takes
like
2
it,
seconds.
Like it, exactly. Like they said,
Just
it's
click the
free.
button.
It's not like your local whore on OnlyFans. Like it's just not.
You don't gotta
it's
pay
free.
$4.99 for a month. It's free.
Exactly, and even at that point, like $4.99.
It's affordable. You go to Starbucks.
Yeah,
right?
understandable.
It's like
but
one drink.
But like it's a mom. At one point, it could be a mom,
It's fair. It is fair.
a future mom.
That is fair.
Why put yourself out there for $4.99? I feel like that's a sale. You know what I mean? If that's you, in my mind.
But girls are making some serious cash on
Yeah,
there.
let's talk about that. How do you feel if your girl, she had her OnlyFans, but you didn't know about it, and then you find out about it? What would your reaction be?
Okay, so for me, I think that would have to be the deal breaker. But only because, let's put it into perspective. So, we all want stuff like that's kind of private. Like, obviously, you don't want a
Yes.
girl that puts
Yes.
herself out there. Like,
Yes.
even on Instagram, you don't want a girl with her tits out on Instagram. And I mean, for some financial gain, let's say that, you know, maybe she spends some of her OnlyFans money on you.
Yeah, there's no problem.
But
with that.
still, like, why would you want her if, you know...
Yeah. Full disclosure, everybody should do what they want.
Yeah,
Every girl, we're not like discouraging you. Go show it off, you know, for the guys that can't really get anything. But like I'm just saying, I don't know.
I mean,
I'm shaking.
why would I want my girlfriend to, you know, post some stuff and then some bozo pay
Yeah.
$10?
I think, okay, so I think this dives into an even deeper question.
Here we are.
For girls, right, you're putting a value on them. You're putting a value that's saying, I'm willing to give you this much money. This is what you're worth.
And that's the
Right.
It's sad.
So let's look at it from even a more broad spectrum.
Or zoom out.
What value does a woman bring to the table
In a relationship?
in general?
Well, somebody to argue with. I think that's a big thing in terms of like gymnastics that you have to do. But in all seriousness, literally anything, bro. Like girls are like some of the girls I've been with, dated, like some of the coolest people ever. Somebody that you can hang out with no matter what.
Okay.
You go out on dates with. Obviously, you get married, you have kids, or you don't get married and you still have kids. Nothing wrong with that. Just for me, I obviously don't have a bastard.
So the value is coming from the relationship that you build with.
Yes, bro, because it's like a friendship on steroids.
Okay, so if you're saying that the grandest part of their value is coming from personality, where do you go from there?
Well, you can go obviously to your end of your life.
I mean, in terms of valuing women on OnlyFans.
Well, I'm not on OnlyFans.
If personality weighs way more, then the OnlyFans should not matter.
Here's the thing. I feel like the body or like the physical looks, whatever, is what gets men and women into relationships, right? That's like how you start. Nobody said like, if you don't know a girl, her personality's great, let me go talk to her. No,
that's what gets them in the door.
Exactly.
Your personality is what seals the deal.
But the thing that's the problem.
That's what gets you up to the bat, is your personality.
The thing that we're arguing over, though, or debating, is OnlyFans, right? So if a girl has OnlyFans and you don't want her to do OnlyFans, why is that? It's because she's showing her body off, right? It's showing her value to everybody else at a price that she's willing to say she's worth.
Let's think about it this way, though.
But wait, if you as a man are okay with that happening, with them putting a value on there and going through with that, like, how are you going to respond to that?
Picture it like this, all right? First time you hang out with the girl. No, not first time. You hang out with her a couple times. Like, you actually mess with this girl. You take her on dates. You invest, time and a little bit of bread into it. And then, boom, you're about to do the dirty. You're undressing her for the first time. That first time,
okay,
you're excited to see. Like, that's maybe a priceless moment to some person.
All right.
And then there's some guy that's paying $8 a month to see that when you just did all that stuff.
But here you're still valuing that as if that is one of the most important qualities that she's bringing to the table. As a man,
like Luke says, it does matter.
But as a man,
it matters, right? It matters a little bit.
It matters to girls.
Well, because
they don't want an ugly boyfriend.
Right? Yeah, like you said, right? If you view your girlfriend as priceless, and in every relationship I've been in, like I view them dated, I view the girl as priceless. So like the thing you said about like putting a price on like a $4.99 a month, it's like I view you as like worth
way more
billions and billions.
At the end of the day, it kind of is an investment of time and.
Girls will say like, "What? Were you insecure?" But I don't know if this is like an insecurity. If this is somebody you want to spend like the rest of your life with, I don't know, man. I feel like it taints it because I've been catfished so many times, bro. Like on like Instagram, they look bad.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right, and then I start getting thoughts in my head, bro. Like we're gonna exactly.
Yeah.
Like the potential dates because I start playing that shit out of my head because I'm a pussy and because if you're nice, you lose. Every single time.
I wouldn't call that being a pussy, though.
No.
I would call that the natural reflex of a man.
But I feel like every girl, bro, most of the girls, if you're a dick, boom, you got. But I don't want to be a dick. I've been a dick before.
It's like the excitement, too. Like, when you're not in a relationship, you see other people in relationships, and you're just you're like, damn, like, I want to do that. Especially, like, it's seasonal, too.
Valentine's Day, bro?
Valentine's Day, Christmas,
Valentine's
Easter,
Day.
Even 4th of July.
I don't feel on Christmas. 4th of July, I get it.
What I'm saying is, if you really like a girl, you're gonna really like her. You don't care about all.
It is kind of crazy at first if you think about it. Just think about all the girlfriends you've ever had. How weird it was at first.
Yeah, the honeymoon stage though. That first couple of months or first month, depending on who you are.
It's pretty nuts.
It's one of the best things ever.
Yeah. And then after that, it kind of it's weird.
Have you met a girl that you saw and met and talked to and learned about?
Love at first sight?
Not love at first sight, but like after you know them, after you know who they are, you see how you're attracted to them physically too.
Right.
Have you ever found that girl where you're just like, wow, like this girl, there's nothing that she could say or do that I'm just like not okay with?
No, because we'd still be together, hypothetically. I haven't found any girl that I can consistently talk to and have a conversation with. I found one, bro. I fell in love at first sight, bro. It was bad.
But hold on. You believe in that? You guys believe in that?
It's only happened once.
Sure.
It's only happened once.
I don't know. For some reason, I can't. So say like love at first sight, blah blah blah, and then you meet them and their personality shit.
No, I'll tell you about it.
All right, let's hear it.
Bro, literally. So I followed her on social media, everything like that, probably prior for like 2 years prior to the event, right? I thought she was hot. But I'm talking about love at first sight, like in person. Okay. So we start talking, right? 2 years later, we're in the same class. And, by luck, bro. And I see her in the class, I'm like, fuck.
Like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, wow, this is real life.
Exactly.
Wow.
So she's
the opposite of a catfish.
Yes. So she's sitting down on at a table, right? Or how'd that go? No, I sent her a Snapchat. Like I pretended to not know who she was. Like, oh shit, aren't you in my class? I knew. She's like, oh yes, and a smiley face. So fuck, I was in there. We had a streak, right? Whatever. We're building. Okay, I know that sounds terrible.
No, I had literally the same story
Yeah.
so far.
So we meet in class. Whatever. We didn't schedule a meet. It just happened. She sat down after class and was just one table by herself. I sat down too. Why not? I don't know. I just said something and boom. Okay, we start talking for like an hour and a half, bro. I just lost concept of time, bro. She was awesome. Like, literally, I made a podcast about this. It was on Valentine's Day. This shit happened. What happened later. And push comes to shove, we FaceTime like twice. And usually when it gets to that point, it's like, holy fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Like, holy fuck, we just FaceTime for 6 hours. Like, I just lost sleep for this.
I like talking to this person. Like, I'm sacrificing
and,
time.
And I was the one that cut it off because I wanted to go to bed. But we couldn't talk forever. We talked like an hour and a half, 2 hours, right? But it wasn't a big deal. But it was crazy. I was like, holy shit, like I think I like this girl. And I've never been like this. So what I did, I was too nice. I overplayed my hand. I said... Monday morning we go to class.
Why were you too nice?
Well, you'll see in a second. So I go, what Starbucks drink do you like? And she said, what do you mean? I said, I'm going to get it for you. So she says it. Yeah, bro, I did. I've never done that for anybody that wasn't.
Felt like the man walking in there with his venti.
And she was so excited. And I was like, listen, I think I've earned a date, right? And she said, yeah, you did. I was like, oh, bad. Okay. I was so excited, bro, because this girl is bad.
Yeah.
She's like,
you like her.
Exactly.
Like her.
And she's 2 years older than me, too. We had talked about us cheating on this test together, ironically, because all the tests were online. And I asked her, what do you want to do it? And she said, I don't care. I said, if you want, you can just come over. And it was that Monday, which was Valentine's Day. And so, like, I had it all set up, bro. I was going to buy her roses and shit. Because I was simping. I liked her.
You liked her.
But ultimately, it didn't work out. She curved me. I didn't want to text her, like, leading up to it because I didn't want to seem like I was interested. Even though I already showed her I was interested when I got to Starbucks. Kind of fucked up there.
True.
But I texted her. I
wouldn't say you fucked up.
You don't think?
No.
Maybe just played the wrong card.
Well, hold on. Listen to this. So I text her the day of, on Valentine's Day. She didn't respond. So I texted her like 9 and she didn't respond until like 1. And she's like, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm working.
Do you think she actually was at work?
You're playing with my emotions, DJ.
I'm thinking though, like...
No. I think women definitely, like...
She would have known if she was going to work.
Nah, because they probably most likely planned somewhat in advance.
They're evil,
most
bro.
likely it wasn't the day.
No, they are evil, bro. So listen to this. So she said she couldn't. I was like, oh, fuck, well... I like indirectly referred to me buying her roses, but I didn't. I protected myself. I didn't buy her shit. But, like, I want to make her feel like, oh, he cares, because... I'm watching all these videos, bro. Like, I really liked her. Like, I went on YouTube and I said, because I'm a Pisces, I said, who is a Pisces compatible with? And it was her sign, bro. I was like, oh shit. She's like, they're great lovers. They have great relationships. Like, that's how you know when you really like a girl, though. Listen, that's how you know when you literally go online, even though astrology is, they're full of shit. I don't care. But in this case, I'm like, because I'm in love with the feeling. I want it to happen. So I'm like, this makes sense.
He's doing his research.
Yes, even though it's like the most vague shit ever.
It's true.
That they say. And like, oh, that makes sense. But of course, you could say that about anybody. But she goes, oh, no way, really? And then I said, yeah, and I got left on the liver.
It happens, dude. It happens.
So I made a podcast about this.
Yeah.
And it was just a solo one. No guest or anything like that. But I ranted. And I thought it was kind of funny for like 27 minutes. And basically, I was just describing myself. And I said... yeah, I'm still going to keep shooting my shot. And then after that, I didn't shoot my shot.
Mm-hmm.
And then
You got to think about it like this, though. So we'll say she's an attractive girl.
She is.
So there's at least 8 guys.
Okay.
With her, bro. now, I won't say what kind of person she's dating, but she's dating somebody now. Like, Instagram worthy.
So she was wifeable. She was wifeable.
This girl was wifeable. Literally, bro, it was literally...
So she's dating somebody. How soon did she start dating somebody
like,
after
literally, like, this happened in February, right? So, literally, I just saw it now.
It happened.
that? Oh, so, like, recently?
I'm not in my
recently?
feels. Yeah, really.
It
I
happened
mean,
years
realistically,
ago.
I would say, like, a month. Like, a month is, like,
Yeah.
when they'll talk to a dude and then date him in a month.
Like,
So, if she's dating him now, what is it, July? Probably, like, May, June.
yeah. Bro, like, listen, I wasn't heartbroken by any stretch of the imagination. It wasn't a heartbreak. It was a heart fracture.
Okay.
It was a heart fracture. Like, I was sad for about a week and a half.
Because low-key in your head,
Really?
like, being a confident guy,
Wow.
you think, I got this in the bag. You're driving to YSU with the
Yeah,
Starbucks
exactly.
thinking, like, I'm that fucking dude.
Exactly.
Because I've had a similar situation like that, too. Like,
Go ahead.
But at the time, you didn't even care. You didn't even care that you spent that money on her. Because you
Well,
liked her.
I didn't spend money. The only money I spent on her was the Starbucks.
I would say the time. The time was more important.
But, bro, I couldn't
The
get
FaceTimes,
her yes.
the...
I literally couldn't get her out of my head.
You're
for
thinking
for
about
sure,
her at the
for
gym
sure.
and shit.
For sure. But I have a very similar story.
Go ahead.
Back in sophomore year, when I was obviously a sophomore, there was this female that like a lot of dudes were talking about, and I was like, yeah, that girl's like really cute, you know. And just so happens that she's in my class. She's in one of my classes.
Mm-hmm.
So I began talking to her, and I'm being myself, and she likes that. And this gets me to my question I was going to ask you about if you believe that you might have liked the idea of her more than actually liking her for
100%.
herself.
100%. It's just like, cause like I've always felt like I was gonna get married, but I feel like now more and more like I feel like I'm not gonna get married. I'm afraid that I'm gonna find somebody, strictly because I had this problem of being in love with the feeling. I think that like the physical attraction is there, whatever, but like I'm never gonna find somebody that I truly fuck with, like somebody that I can truly have like.
It'll
deep.
happen though.
Let me ask you
I
guys
don't
this.
think it'll happen, but it'll
Let
happen.
me ask you guys this. So we're getting older, 22.
Wait. He thinks that's not going to happen because he expects it to happen. The thing is that those types of relationships, they happen spontaneously.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
I
happen-
agree.
They happen when you don't expect it to happen, and those are the best because you don't have any expectation for it.
Yeah.
You're not looking for it to go a certain way. You're not wanting it to turn out in a certain way. You're just living at the current moment.
Okay, so you want to say what you said? Because I have something.
Yeah. So as we get older, it's like there's more baggage that comes with girls. You know what I mean? Like they have kids, they have like 10 ex-boyfriends. Like you ever think about that? Like being single guys?
No,
like all the good
no.
ones are getting taken, man.
It goes fast.
It's
definitely
sick.
it's
sick,
definitely
man.
something that like
When I was
don't
single, I
fault-
thought about that every day.
Like it's definitely something that I don't fault other guys for taking into account, like referring to ex-boyfriends, like, oh, I care about her past. Right?
No, not about
Like-
her past. Like the baggage that
That
comes
comes-
with her.
Okay, that's
Ex-boyfriends, like I'm not saying ex-boyfriends.
Oh.
Like so, if she has kids, like obviously we're 22. Give
That's
it a couple
different.
years.
No, I know a couple.
Yeah, I know, but like going on to that.
I know.
the thing is, if you really like them, you don't care.
I've never been in.
It just makes it harder.
But you are.
Hypothetically, I mean.
If you really like somebody, you had to have liked somebody, right? Like really liked somebody.
Yeah, in the moment.
In the moment, though, you would not have cared anything that came with that.
But in hindsight,
It's kind of crazy how that works though,
Yeah.
because I've had girls tell me like some crazy stuff, like they wouldn't care. But in reality, it's like if you have respect for yourself, you would care.
did you know that girls apparently they lose feelings like off and on within a month?
Oh yeah, for
I
sure.
never knew that. For
Yeah.
guys, I call that being annoyed, right?
Yeah.
Like I had this. Okay, there's this picture this meme I saw on Twitter, and I screenshot it because I
I'm
wanted.
kind of the same way. Though.
Twitter's a great place.
I wanted to talk about this today because this shit's important. So it's this thing right here. So it's this thing. It says it's a girl, right? And it says I will ignore him all day so he knows I am mad. And then there's a guy in a tractor saying, "What a nice quiet day." If you wanna, right here, if you can zoom in. If not, no big deal. But like you see that?
It's crazy how that works though. It's a perspective thing.
So I saw all these girls commenting like, men are fucking assholes. You know, the drill,
Yeah.
men are trash, whatever. And all the guys were like, shit, she could give me a couple days.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because like I feel
game night with the boys.
like girls stress us out so much. I saw another thing.
On top of daily stuff.
Yeah,
like
I can't
daily
relate.
stuff.
I literally cannot relate.
I saw men are attracted in terms of like personalities. Men are attracted to men, but or not.
No.
They relate more. They
100%
relate more to men.
This I've literally said this to so many of my like super close friends. Like I would love to get a house and live with the homies.
Just like 10.
Live with my homies.
In like
you live with the homies. You do stuff with the homies, and then if you want like that sexual attraction, you can go get that. And if you want that to be, tight, you don't want her to be with any other guys, then like you can still have that.
Right, sexual attraction without no dudes. We don't discriminate against the LGBTQ.
No, we love them.
IA plus community. We don't do that here. We're just three straight dudes.
That's just a fact.
I'll drink to that.
Well, you know what? Yeah.
I'm gonna have to bust a cold one open for that.
A patriotic cold one, I might add. Shout out
Freedom.
Budweiser.
Shout out to Budweiser.
They actually sponsor us as well.
Do a little jingle. Do a little thing. It's the first time.
Hey, if you're not a geyser, you're drinking Budweiser.
There you go. So yeah, but I feel like physical attractiveness, obviously, we're attracted to women. But personality, true people that you could fuck with.
I agree.
I've never met like a girl that I could truly fuck with.
Like a homie.
Yeah. Like.
Tell me this though.
Okay.
When you're with your closest friends, and most of those times those friends as a male, it's another male.
Yeah.
Because you could be completely comfortable with them, right? Tell me that you could find a female that you could be as comfortable with as you are with your closest homie.
I think so.
I found that before.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm an open book, so like I feel like everybody watching the podcast knows majority about me. I put myself out there.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm a good like judge of character.
I would say the same about me.
Yeah.
I'm pretty open, confident, like just kind of let it rip.
Let it rip.
Yeah. And if you're around a girl, obviously, your significant other, like you're 150% of yourself at that point. She sees you more than anybody else.
Yeah,
maybe that's just me then. Because personally, I think, I don't know, maybe it's like,
You just haven't found her
maybe
yet.
it's a deeper issue that I have personally, but
Gotcha.
I just don't think that I can relate to somebody as much as my closest homies.
Huh.
But like,
and I've known those closest homies for years and years and years, right?
when you date somebody, that like kind of becomes your closest homie. You know
I agree.
what
I agree. But does time play a factor in that at all?
And yeah, but
So if
you
are
also
homies,
do different stuff with this person than you do with your homies.
really.
Yeah,
Why?
sexual stuff.
If you are homies with your closest homie for 10 years, he will know what you enjoy doing.
I don't
If
think
you're that homie with your girl, is she gonna know the same things that you do and do those same things with you?
you don't just get naked and touch bodies with your homies though.
Some people are weird. The disguised gays.
Yeah.
Or disguised straights, I should say. I knew a kid. We had a sleepover. And I'm not going to incriminate myself. I didn't do anything. But it was just one of those things where it was sophomore year of high school.
I have a crazy gay story, but I'll let you finish.
I'll just say everything. So, basically, it was a sleepover. And it was after sophomore year homecoming. So, we're all like 15, 16. And our one friend, I'm going to reference him. His name is Reno Davis. I don't know if you've
I
ever
know
heard of
him.
Right, who doesn't?
I know him.
So what happened was he was horny for some reason, right? And we were all sleeping on like the floor, and then there was a cot, and there was a couch. And so my friend, Reno, he's on the cot by himself, right? We're playing like 2K or whatever, and we're all over here in the main part of the basement.
Okay.
This guy Reno is on the cot, and he's like, guys, nasally voice, guys, you want to see me jerk off? Legit. And you see it, right? Like, just like this, right? And he's like, come on, look at my dick.
No, he's
That was-
not.
He's
You
like,
can't be
I'm watching-
serious.
I'm watching Pornhub right now. I didn't see it. I didn't look. So that's where the gay energy started, and it kind of went worse from here. I'm going to leave my part out because, once again, I can't incriminate myself. I didn't touch anybody. I didn't do anything like that, but it was weird. So my other friend is in the closet, and he just broke up with his girl at the time. which they went on to go break up, get back together, back and forth, for years, till senior year of high school. And he's in the closet, and he's like, guys, I'm going to go jerk off. I miss her too much. So he goes, and then there's that energy, bro. And then my other friend, I'm sleeping, right? Not sleeping. I'm about to fall asleep. Once again, not going to put my part in there. It was small. But anyway, so my other friend...
What was small?
You're funny. But my other friend, I'm going to sleep slowly, and all of a sudden, he jumps on me butt-ass naked.
Nah.
There was a cover on me. You'd be like,
Nah.
dude, what the fuck? Why are you...
But to be fair, like, I have to admit, I've done some gay things that, like, I'm not gay. Like, I'm not gay. I do like women, right? I've done some very gay things. Just because I know I'm not gay, I don't care. Like, if somebody thinks something about me, like, oh, he's gay.
Yeah.
Like, do you think I care?
I think that's a strong trait, though, being comfortable with your
care.
sexuality.
Okay, so how about this? So also sophomore year, which was a very gay year, we had a group chat, and my one friend, we got really close to the point where we saw each other's penises, right? There was a group chat. So, for example, my one friend, he'd be like, good morning, and it would say 6:30 a.m., and it'd be him in the mirror, and then obviously, you know, his Johnson out in the mirror.
That's funny.
Well, get this, my other friend, he would be in a towel, and he'd be recording himself in the bathroom, right in the mirror. He put on a song, and when the beat dropped, when the first beat dropped, so
the towel dropped.
Exactly. And he would go around. He would I thought it was the funniest shit.
Go helicopter.
That is funny.
Right. So I can't lie. I participated. I'll admit to that.
Yeah.
No homo, obviously.
No, none.
But
you don't even need to say it.
just not to incriminate myself.
Okay.
So this one wasn't even the morning. This was an afternoon. This is when
Right after school.
Yeah, this is when you're bored, nobody's home, so you want to go quick in the bathroom. I mean, of course. So whilst I was doing that, I thought, and this is how fucked up the male teenage mind is. I thought, what better way to spend my time home alone than sending a dick video? So I did it.
You've sent a dick pic?
Wow.
I sent a dick video.
Like,
No.
was it unsolicited? Was it an unsolicited?
To girls
dick
or
pic?
guys?
No, to the fellas.
Oh.
Okay.
I don't know which is worse.
Yeah.
No, in the my
I feel
fault.
like girls are worse.
But were you hard though?
This is-
Okay, but
Yeah.
like,
But you have to understand, it was like mid. I was like, okay, it was a spontaneous, fucked up mind of 16-year-old.
okay, but what was the intention?
To be fun.
Exactly.
So I did the same.
That's
thing.
all that matters, though,
Yeah,
really.
I put on Ariana Grande, right, and I had the towel, same thing, and I just dropped it. But instead of waving it around like a magical wand, you know, you're on Disney Channel and you're going like this. I was all the way around,
Helicopter.
bro. Exactly.
Helicopter.
And then I started swinging it all the way around to the point
Did it wrap around your neck?
No. It was like belly button level maybe when it was swinging. But anyway, the point is, I sent it to my group chat, right?
Okay.
One of my friends in the group chat opens
No.
it in public.
No.
They're at Belleria with 4 other people. My buddy that isn't even in the group chat, he goes, yeah, I just saw your penis. I was like, what? I was like,
me?
yeah. I was like, I don't know. But he was like, yeah, what the fuck? I was like, oh.
Wasn't me.
Yeah. It was tough, though. I will admit to that. But
I do have a friend. He was actually one of my good friends. And so I get a Snapchat, right? And it's purple. Right? It's a video. And I'm like, what did this dude send to me?
You
right?
never think of it. Like, you never think anything of it.
It's just like when you get a Snapchat or a video from a friend, it's like, what's this man sending me? You know?
Yeah.
Like, I could send some crazy stuff. So it's like, I know that somebody could also send some.
But you're not thinking dick video.
No.
No,
For sure not. For sure not.
No.
But what happened was, I was on Boardman High School's soccer field, right?
Mhm.
I was on the football field, and I had my phone with me. And I was like, yo, like, bro, look what this cat sent me, because my friend was friends with him too. I was like, let's open it. Let's watch it. So I open it, and it's a dick video.
wow.
And he's just straight stroking his meat.
Okay.
There was no way it meant to him.
That's when you go too far.
He was stroking it. And my initial reaction was, ha ha ha, like, that shit's funny. You know? Like, there was no reaction to me like, ooh, like, wiener. Like,
It's the
I like
fucked up
that,
mind.
right?
of a
Like,
16-year-old.
I was like, at that time, I was young, I was like, that is funny.
Yeah.
Like, this man really sent me that shit, that is hilarious. And then I get a Snapchat, and it's like, yo, like, I didn't
Wrong
even snap that
person.
to you. Like, that meant to go to my girlfriend. Like, he had a girlfriend. And I was like, because I must have been one of his recents that he snapped, right? So he accidentally clicked on my name. And I watched the video. My friend's like in the corner, like, why the fuck is this dude sending a picture or a video of him stroking his meat to you? Like, that's kind of weird. And I'm like, I don't know, but like, it's kind of funny, isn't it? You know? But that's just how it ended.
Oh boy.
Something like that happened.
I never
to me
took
before.
it like I didn't give a. You know, I did not care. I really don't care.
Nah, Dave's
If
a pretty
somebody-
open, goofy
Yeah, if
dude.
somebody sends me anything, I really don't care. I'm not gonna judge them at all. It's just like personally for me, from my perspective, I take everything as you're not very serious about it. You're more so joking, you know.
I get it.
And with something like that level, it's either a mistake or he's joking.
Yeah.
So
What were you-
I really didn't care.
Were you about to say?
So me and my football team, we're at this volleyball game, and we're at a volleyball game, and my dude sends me a picture, and you're watching the game, you're not really like trying to check your phone, all like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like look down, I look at it, and a dick in the shower pops up, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then, boom, I just see it was this long, the fucking list of shit he sent me, not his dick, but it was like,
I thought
bro,
you were
don't
talking
open
about
that.
his wiener. I was like, dude,
no.
that is like at least 8, like 9.
He was like, bro, don't open
Like,
this,
wow.
don't open this, don't, like, and then I think he unadded me, but you still see
Yeah,
it.
if it's delivered, that's another thing. If you deliver a message and it's delivered,
And I'm looking at it, and I'm
Doesn't
like,
matter.
what the fuck? Because I didn't know what it was, and it was in the shower, and it was like all, the hot steam and shit. You could barely even see what it was. And I was like, bro, I barely seen it, but that was fucked
Well,
up.
hold on. So you're telling me now, this is back before you could delete stuff on Snapchat, Instagram.
That's pretty recent, though,
so,
right?
Yeah, that was within the last couple months, I would say. It's
Yeah.
revolutionary.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you send an accidental dick pic,
you could delete.
or if you regret it. Think about it. Think about what that does to dick pics now. Because usually you're in the heat of the moment, right?
And then after you
Are you in the heat
finish
of the
it off,
moment, or
it's
are you
just
in
like,
the heat
damn.
of the half hour.
Yeah, you're in the heat of the half hour. Sometimes 45.
So you're like send. Like,
Right.
Send.
But think about it.
Deliver.
Send.
Think about if you're
Deliver.
in my situation, she's working.
Okay.
How it is sometimes. But like, think about how less dick pics there will be in the world. You know
Honestly,
what
I don't even like girls can't like those.
It's
pictures.
basically
It's
Snapchat.
It's
It's
no,
Snapchat's plan B.
What do you
It's just
think?
like I admit I did cooperate in
Okay.
that little section, right? But I stopped very soon, like I said, in sophomore of high school year.
Okay.
Because it's just like, dude, who wants those?
Yeah.
No,
Nobody
yeah.
really
I'd say
wants
we're
them.
all pretty, decent dudes. Like,
Yeah.
we get it.
We all agree. Tommy, what do you think?
No way. Like,
Yeah.
why would you even want to send that?
No,
Like,
I'm just saying,
I mean,
like,
you could be
has a
horny.
girl ever
There's a
asked
time-
you guys?
There's a time, yeah. There's actually a time.
Girls
This-
have asked
this-
you?
This
Time
32-year-old
like-
woman, she was 32, and she was a mom of 2 kids.
Okay.
And she was also a teacher at a school,
Oh my.
and she was sending me stuff, and I was opening it, and I was responding like okay, I'm not okay with it.
Like, what are you
know,
trying to
I'm
do?
okay with it.
Okay, so I've actually had a scenario where that kind of happened, where they said yes, girl, obviously, full disclosure, but it was heat of the half hour, heat of the 45-minute, and push came to shove, the texts are going back and forth, you convert to Snapchat, and I bet in my head I had like a really intense way that I asked her. I probably sounded like a loser, so like I said, heat of the half hour.
Okay.
You live and you learn.
Right. And I'm like, do you want to see it? It was like that. It was so intense.
And then they hit you with sure, or I don't
Yes.
care.
Like, you
gotta
It's
be
like they
bold
don't
with it.
care.
She was like, of course. I was like, okay, then. So the video instead of a picture for me in that situation, I know it was so cringy.
I feel like girls don't ask for them. Like, especially nowadays. I mean, we're 22 years old, so like,
Why would a girl want that?
yeah, that's what I'm at. Like, 18, 17-year-old me thinks they do.
Like-
but like,
like,
you live and you learn.
Back to the scientific aspect, like girls have all this estrogen, like they don't want to be seeing like.
Okay,
weird.
well-
I'd say most girls our age are horny.
Well, hold
though.
on. Yeah, exactly. So that's the thing. Apparently, girls and guys both get horny at the same rate. It's just our minds are so different. You see, we're thinking male mind. We're not thinking. We're thinking rational, but in their mind, it's like everybody except the dick pics. But like everybody, when it comes to men trying to cooperate with women in a relationship or a friendship or whatever the case, if you're in an argument, you always lose when you think of the rational thing to say.
Yeah.
I
You
don't
literally,
know.
no, you
You lose unless you're not willing to lose, and sometimes You have to be not willing to lose.
Okay,
and
so
you have to let them.
That's
know.
rare. That's
But
rare.
that's where girls like you, because that's where you come in as the asshole.
or you could be toxic, like you said, like the asshole. But it's crazy because in order to get out of a fight, maybe you lose, but to get out, like, no scars, right? There's 2 words.
Guys don't buy flowers anymore. You
No.
just gotta.
Or
You're
hear me
right.
out.
You're right.
Yes, the 2 words.
You're
right.
right.
It's like a Jedi mind trick. Okay, you're right.
I'm
That's
wrong,
it.
or
That's-
I'm wrong. It's
Exactly.
both.
That's all it is. Yes. And then you have to accept defeat.
And then boom, it's like
Yes.
they're happy. They're
You-
satisfied.
As long as you emasculate
Put
yourself,
a little
to the
food in
point-
their tummy.
Yes. As long as you emasculate yourself to the point where you've shrunken like 10, 15, 20 feet below
You're
her,
below them.
and she's more, she can dominate you
Superior.
essentially. She likes it, and they find, I don't know, it's, you can't win unless you just reduce yourself. It's tough.
Yeah.
You shouldn't try to win. There shouldn't be a discussion that you're trying to win.
But what if
Which
you-
is another thing. A lot of people
Right.
dive into relationships and talking to women that they don't actually really know.
Yeah.
And you should get to know the person.
I agree.
and their
Because those
morals.
conflicting vibes
Yeah,
are
yeah,
huge.
for
like,
sure.
like I've like in past relationships, like you kind of start a little fast.
Yeah.
Like my current one's going great, but like past ones, like you get 6 months down the road and it's just
'Cause you
conflicting
keep
vibes.
learning about them.
Yeah.
It's conflicting vibes. It's like
Like I know
Compare it
you,
to, like, a
I
job.
know your past relationships. I know that if you knew everything about her at the time that you were doing stuff, you wouldn't be doing that.
oh, absolutely not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You compare it to a job. You hire somebody the first day of
Exactly.
work. They're happy. They're gonna work hard. They're
Well,
gonna do this. They're gonna do
right.
that. 6 months later, they're calling off. They're not
Yeah.
doing this. They're not doing that. It's just like
Even beforehand for a job, you at least have a resume. I feel
Yeah.
like if there was some way, I'm not saying I don't want to know your body count on your forehead.
yeah.
It would
That's
be nice.
Andrew Tate. That's Andrew Tate.
Exactly. It would be
Exactly.
nice. Don't get me wrong, but like I'm not to the point where I'm willing to like disrespect you by that. I just want to I want to know a little bit of history.
Yeah.
I don't want everything to be cloudy.
Yeah.
You know.
All right. Let me
There's a
ask you
time-
guys this.
There's a time though where like I don't even care about history. I don't care about what you did. It's in the past. Nothing. can
What about
change
like their
that.
current actions though? So say you take a girl out on a first date. What do you guys think about doing the deed on the first date?
No.
To me, that's a red flag.
Oh, that's a big no.
Or like
I-
hanging out with them.
That's the thing, and girls know this. Girls know that guys really do like sex, right?
Yeah,
And if
I think
they
girls
are
like it
willing-
equally. I think
I
they
don't
do.
know. If
I've
they're
had
willing-
girls. Go ahead.
If they're willing to do that on the first date, then that tells something about them.
Their
but
character.
but it also tells something about you. Like if you're willing to do that too, then it's like
You're
you
on
guys
their
are
level.
both- you
You're
guys
on
are
their
both
level.
looking for the same thing. That
Yeah.
might be okay.
I think intentions are a big thing too.
Oh my gosh, huge. You gotta
We're 22. I mean, most
Exactly.
people don't want relationships.
Mhm. You want to build a relationship with
Yeah.
a solid foundation on trust and being truthful, man.
It's kind of crazy though. So like, I don't know. I'd say like before I was dating or whatever, like I was pretty like still pretty true to myself, like not trying to hook up and like kind of be like a super whore. Like if you would say this one time, this girl was like, yeah, like let's hang out at my house and cuddle, and I had plans to go downtown with all my friends, and she was supposed to come too, cause like mutual friends or whatever. She's like, let's cuddle, and I was like, no, like we're going to hang out with our
boys,
friends,
yeah.
like
You had
the
this
boys
plan.
and girls, like.
Yeah.
And I felt like badass in my head. I was like, damn. The
like
pussy,
for once,
the
once
pussy,
I'm the one doing the right thing.
yeah, the pussy isn't controlling me.
Yeah.
And it's like once you learn that, you like
See, there's a
kind of
time.
feel different.
There's a time where like I'm on Tinder, right?
Okay.
I'm sure some guys are on Tinder.
Yeah, for sure.
But there's a time I usually use it just for fun. Right?
Yeah.
Like I'll be on the
Yeah.
shitter, I'll be swiping, I'll be saying some dumb shit, just anything like that I could say just to like make them laugh. Like I'm trying to make you laugh at the end of the day.
Mhm.
But sometimes it just works, and that's rare.
Yeah.
But there's times where it just works, and one of these times it just worked, right? And like she comes over and it's like. She's like, oh, I'm good at back scratches. And like, you can come scratch my back, and I'll let you know.
You ever feel like they're trying
it's-
too hard?
Yes,
For sure.
100%. Oh, I guess. Go ahead.
But anyways, this girl, all it took, right? She came over and I lit off a firework, and I guess she's never done that before, and it was like, ooh, adrenaline thing, right? And for a girl, if you do something with a girl that's like adrenaline inducing, right? Like they're gonna like you more. They're gonna be more attracted to your spontaneity.
Like what can you show them that they haven't seen before?
Exactly.
Type of
It's,
stuff.
it's like, ooh, I went and did this thing and it was like crazy and never done that before. Like I want to stay with this dude and do this again, you know? And that happened, I guess. And, you know, we come inside, like,
Right.
things are done, and we, like, I like her, you know? Like, it's not like I'm just, like, meeting up with her. Like, I
Right.
do like her. And then we do some, like, we talk for a little bit, like, a couple weeks, and we do some other stuff. And then we meet up again. And then after we meet up, I actually was busy for, like, a solid week, right? So I was busy, and I didn't get to talk to her too much. And I guess that really pissed her off that I didn't talk to her, because it was, like, right after the last time that we ended up meeting up. And she just, like, didn't fuck with me anymore, you know? And I see her downtown, like, 6 to 8 months later. A lot of time has passed. And I see her downtown. She has a boyfriend.
Ooh.
And we're at a bar. And she sees me. And she, like, reacts in the most insane way. Like, I see her. I'm like, oh, shit. Like, my stomach dropped. You know? I was like, oh, shit. Like, that's the girl I was talking to. Like, I like her.
Yeah.
I still do kind of like her, you know?
Yeah.
And she ends up just, like, reacting in this crazy way, like, throwing her arms up in there, like, oh my god, like, look, she was with her friends, and she was like, oh my god, friends, like, look, like,
Wow.
look who's here, you know?
Okay.
And I was by myself, and I was just like, damn, you know? Like, wow.
And she has a boyfriend.
Okay, she has a boyfriend.
Is
at
he
the bar.
there?
He's not there.
Okay.
I have a theory about that now.
That's sick.
So what if you make moments with women, right? And if it's like you said, a first, like a profound memory that she'll always remember, bro, something out of the ordinary.
We all have those people.
Right. What if every time she sees you, she thinks of that profound moment, and like you said, it kind of like whatever wound her up, and like it just immediately makes her feel like that every time they see you, because you were like first one that they were with for that experience. Yeah, you provided the experience. So maybe, I don't know.
I mean, I would agree 100%, especially since it's not like we had a big fallout. It's not
Yeah.
like we talked much afterwards. Like, we did talk, and I was, like, upset that things ended how they were. But the thing is I walked downstairs, and that's where she was.
Mm-hmm.
I get a drink, and I'm hanging out with some of my friends, and then I'm dancing at the dance floor, supporting my boy DJ Rye. Shout out DJ Rye, greatest DJ in 330. So I go, like, dance by myself. There's just me and maybe one other person on the dance floor. And then she comes across the whole bar in front of the dance floor, like, by herself, because nobody else is there.
Yeah.
And she, like, hand feeds me her drink.
I'm really trying to figure out who
feeds
this
me her
girl
drink.
is now in my head.
And she has a boyfriend. But I wasn't sure, because, you know, I'm not keeping tabs on her.
Exactly.
I'm not sure
Absolutely.
if she
You're
still
not
has a
paying
boyfriend.
attention because you don't
Exactly.
care.
Send her
Well, yeah,
the
time
spam
passed.
folder.
It's not like I wasn't disinterested in her. I just wasn't, like, I'm not, if things fall out the way that they did, I'm not going to keep tabs on you like that, you know? And so I wasn't really sure if she had a boyfriend or things like that. I just assumed she did, because that's the last thing that I heard from the last time that I saw things. And so she hand feeds me a drink, and then she's, like, talking to me and stuff. And then we get over to the bar, and she's, like, talking to me. And she sees me with something, an item, and she's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you still do that, right? And I'm like, oh, like, this isn't actually mine, because it wasn't. And I was like, this is his. I'm just doing it because, like, he has it, you know? And she's like, oh, why did you stop doing that? And I was like, I remember that you told me it wasn't, like I shouldn't do that.
They love when you remember shit, bro.
But listen.
It's a little
Listen, this is where it goes crazy. I said that to her, right? And I felt like the G, right? I said that shit to her, and I was like, oh, she's got to go crazy for that, because I remember that, you know? And you know what she says? That wasn't me. Wrong bitch.
Girls love saying that.
Oh,
She said, I never
it.
said that. You're talking about the wrong bitch.
Are you serious?
And I look at her, and I'm like in my head, I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, am I really talking about the wrong girl? And it turns out I was. So I was talking about the wrong girl, but I played it off like, I mean, obviously I'm going to play it off like, no, like, that's, like, you said that shit. Like, whatever, you know? Like, there's no way, you don't have files, like, of it, you know?
You would think.
So.
Especially
like, I'm
when you're
alright,
drinking
whatever.
and stuff.
And I guess this really tilts her. She's on tilt now, right? She leaves, and then, like, I'm like, all right, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
nothing ended up worse than it started out as, you know? And then I'm standing there, and she comes back, and she comes, like, with her friends. Like, she has 2 other friends with her. And she pulls her phone out, and she's, like, talking to me. She's, like, basically just, like, trying to talk shit to me. but being casual about it. You know what I mean? Like how you could be passive aggressive. She was being very passive aggressive.
She's like level headed, but she's still just
She was taking shots at
all
me.
over.
Yeah, exactly. And what happened was she said, David, like, you don't even know.
She said David.
Yeah, and she pulled her phone out, right? She pulls her phone out, and I see her, I'm like, what are you talking about? She pulls her phone out, she goes into her notes app, she scrolls down, clicks on my name, and then there's a big list of things. And she's like, I have a whole list about you. And I look at her, and I'm like, what?
Do I
look at
know
her
this
friend,
girl?
I look at her friend, and I'm like, what? Like, what do you mean you have a list about me? Like, why do you have a list?
Oh my god, I think I know the girl.
Like, I was shocked, you know? Like, I didn't know how to respond, and she was like, she was still tilted, right? And her friend was like, no, she doesn't have a list about you, like, she's just kidding. And I look at her friend, and I'm like, do you think I was born yesterday? Like, you think I just...
Can we get some initials, Dave?
Disregard that? You know?
What?
Can we
So
get
at
some
that
initials?
point, but at that point in time, I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, okay, like, whatever she, like, wrote in her notes list, it's her personal opinion, and, you know, she was probably pissed off at the time and after the fact, and, like, whatever. She probably wrote some shit about me. I don't really care. I don't know what she put in there. I didn't get to read it. I didn't see it. But I was
You
just
think
like,
it was negative?
I can't, I don't know. Like, I think
I'm thinking it's positive.
I think there's definitely a mixture of both.
But the way that you
I
said,
wouldn't get the girl's initials so I could see if I know who it
me
is.
too, but like you literally said that she was just being subtle about it, but like still shitting on you.
Yeah.
And she said that right after. She said that she had
She
notes
did.
right after. So
Yeah.
I don't think it was good. I think it was bad.
I
But
might.
no.
I think
could've
it's
been like that.
positive.
What I think happened was, I think by her bringing that up, she would have thought that she made me feel like interested in her again. Like, oh, what does she have about me? You know, like, what is she like? Because I know, like,
Yeah.
whatever she put in there, it can't be anything. Because, like I said, I've only actually been in person with her a certain amount of times,
Yeah.
maybe 10 times. Okay.
But still.
But
That's
what
kind of
she-
sick
what
though
she
that she
could-
has a boyfriend.
But what she that's another. crazy
I'd be
thing.
upset.
But what she could have
If I was
put in
him,
there about
obviously.
me was nothing that I could have dreaded or like been like, wow, I can't believe she put this in about me, because there's nothing that she could have.
I think it would have been positive, honestly. But still, I don't.
You don't know.
You don't. If she has a
The
boyfriend,
thing
that's
is-
fucked up
The
either
thing
way.
is, yeah, I agree, and I didn't even care to know what it was, because, like I said, I know that it's nothing like bad about me. You know, I know it's nothing.
Does
that
her name
she's,
start
like,
with an H?
No.
Okay, it's not.
So-
I have no clue.
So I was just like, okay, whatever. I'm just gonna stay away from this girl, you know. Like,
Yeah.
not necessarily like because I don't want to associate with her. I don't want to like I'm scared of her, shit like that. It's more so just like if I told you how I felt, you know, and I was still cool with you afterwards, and you're saying this stuff to me, it's just like, do I really want to associate with a person that would be saying this stuff and doing
Yeah.
these things, you
Yeah.
know? Like, I didn't do anything, you know? Literally, the only thing that I could have done was not message her for that week that I was really busy.
Yeah.
And I told her, I was like, yo, I'm sorry, like, I'm busy. But I guess she told me she has daddy issues, all these things.
Who doesn't at this point?
And
It's a red flag.
it was just like, oh, of course it's a red flag. But it's like, I understand now because she has issues, you know? Like, I can't fault you for having issues.
No.
Like, if you, like, everybody has issues. It's just like, I didn't deserve how you're about to treat me. you
Yeah.
know? Like,
No.
I didn't do anything.
I feel like the bar setting is just not a good place to like meet old people, meet new people. Like,
The bar setting is a good way to meet friends that are guys.
yeah.
And then hook up.
Let me ask you about girls. So, say you meet a hypothetical, boom, we're downtown Youngstown at OD's. You know, you kind of make eye contact with a girl. You buy her a drink. You start talking to her, dancing with her. This girl says, "Hey, you want to go on a date?" You taking her?
Okay, well, that's a red flag there first, because I would never buy a girl a drink. Ever. I've never.
It's facts.
I feel
It's
like...
facts.
I'm just saying it's like a
Yeah,
strategy
yeah,
for
yeah,
guys.
yeah,
I mean,
I understand.
I'm not like that, but
It all depends on, like, who she is. Because O'Donnell specifically, downtown, like, all those girls,
There's a vibe set.
I can't lie, they look better on Instagram, man.
they
look
turn the
so-
lights on at the end
so
of the
much
night,
better
and
on
it's like,
Instagram.
holy shit.
It's like, have I been talking to her for the whole night?
Yeah.
It's most of the girls. Some of them, I'm sure they're gorgeous. But like the regulars there, the ones that you see, they put on their story.
I feel like sometimes, so like you'll be on Snapchat. Obviously, I moved. I'm not in the area anymore. I don't go out.
Yeah.
So I'll, Thursday, Saturday is a big day to go out in Youngstown, whatever. Next day, I'll going through my stories, and it's the same girls over and over. Same outfits.
Listen.
In the same outfits.
That damn O'Donnell's mirror.
Yeah.
They love that.
All those girls, bruh.
They love the mirror.
What is with the magical mirror? What does it make you see?
I just as guys, obviously I'm not speaking for
I think
every
it makes
guy.
them how they chase the high, they thrive for being doing edgy things.
The
right?
high of going.
There's
out.
nothing edgy about going to O'Donnell's.
When you're that age, most of those girls are underage, or they just.
I'd say 18 to 20. 20 we'll say 22.
Okay,
23 is kind of
underage to the age that's legal. Right?
Yeah.
So when they go out, it's showing I do these things like I like to have fun,
Yeah.
You can't fault that for them.
And it is Youngstown, Ohio. There's not much to do.
Why not go out though?
But
what's the problem?
that's
with
not
going
true.
out?
Nothing wrong with going out. There's nothing.
There's a bunch of.
I do look at girls different that go out to the same place every single week.
The thing is,
what are you going there for?
Exactly.
You're posting these slutty pictures. I go sometimes and I see you there acting a little weird. It's just I
don't care about the pictures that they post. Post whatever you want.
Yeah,
I'm in that boat too.
It's more so the intention that you have when you're there. If you're there and you have a boyfriend, that's cool. But when you start talking to guys, okay, yeah, I don't know about you.
We've been that guy where girls kind of come up to us and they have boyfriends. Even us as guys, we're respectful about it.
Even if you're a loyal girlfriend and you're going out to the bar, I know damn right that there are guys that are going out to that bar that don't care.
Okay, real quick.
Or don't know. And they don't tell them.
And they don't care.
I think we all have these people that we would drop everything for. I don't know, just to be with as a girl. Right? You're in a relationship and you guys don't have to admit this or not, but for me, I feel like there's certain girls who I've known in the past, I know currently, that I can't be with for whatever reason, but if you're ever with somebody, you drop everything for this set of girls or this one girl.
Yeah.
Would you say that's the truth? And that one girl could be somebody you're with right now, even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bake, I'm gonna let you answer that question. I'm gonna use a restroom break.
Go ahead, yeah. Well,
Gabe will be back.
Gabe will be back. So you guys mentioned earlier how you wanted to talk about the story you had on vacation.
Our vacation was definitely intense. And
it's where me and Dave really created our friendship, honestly.
Honestly, this is what happened, right? So I was invited on this vacation, and I only knew one person that was going on it. There's 6 people.
You knew two. Steve.
Oh, yeah, I knew Steve.
Yeah.
Okay, so I knew 2 people. And I was like, yeah, whatever. I would love to go on this vacation. It's to a cool place, to Fort Lauderdale. I know we're going to have a lot of fun.
Fort Lauderdale, Miami area.
And I knew one of the dudes that was going was Dbake, and I knew him because my brother would get haircuts by him. And they're like, yeah, Dbake is cool. So I was like, all right, bet. I'm down, I'm down. So I say, yeah, we make a group Snapchat, and we start discussing all the financials, everything like that. Basically, I'll fast forward. Me and Bake got fucked over with the financials.
Let me go my perspective too at the beginning. So I get added in this group chat by a girl that we are kind of friends with before. I knew technically her and one other guy, and then kind of this other girl that was in it, and then I didn't know anybody else. I'm friends with all these people now besides the girls. But,
yeah. Any guys that I would know or no?
Probably not. And
one of them was on a TV show because he had a child.
Yeah.
And he had on his original Instagram had 150,000 followers.
Just a regular dude too. You would never think.
Really?
Yeah.
He got famous off of 16 and Pregnant. Basically.
Yeah.
Oh
shit. The TV show. So he was on a TV show, got super famous, got compensated for it, and who knows how that ended up,
Yeah.
But he decided that he wanted to come with us.
So it's the end of summer. It's
what happened.
It's August. It's August.
Yeah, something.
So this is our last chance of the summer to go do something.
Is the plan gonna make it out the group chat? It's the question.
What do you mean?
Is the plan gonna finally make it out the group chat? Is it gonna actually happen?
Yeah, it's it's August. It's football. Like football's about to
Last
start.
chance.
All this
Last
stuff's
chance.
about to start. Where we're all gonna be busy, you know, doing stuff. School, obviously, some people. So I was like, fuck it, like let's do it. I'm gonna block off a whole week of work. I didn't have a girlfriend at the time, single man, and then I was like, you know, I'll go get some fits. I'll order the stuff, and you know, we're gonna go to Florida,
Do it.
get a nice cut. So didn't know anybody. I met Dave at downtown like a week before we kicked it, and then he was like, "Hey, bro, you want to pick me up before?" I pick him up. I picked this other guy up to go to the airport in Cleveland.
Yeah, I think so.
Cleveland. We smoked some weed. It's early too. It's pretty early in the morning.
We might have done that, hypothetically.
Yeah, and then
Hypothetically, it's a good word.
yeah, hypothetically we might have done that. And then we just went to the airport, met up with the other people, and at first I was like, man, like we got some conflicting vibes, some characters on this vacation. Like obviously never met them before.
Maybe not
became
conflicting.
friends with them. But like
I wouldn't say conflicting. I would say strong. Each person had a strong personality.
Listen, I call it a little bit different. My label for it isn't strong, it's a dynamic personality.
Okay.
Because people could have strong personalities, but it could be a negative.
Yeah, I could.
But, bless you, but
Thank you.
a dynamic personality, bro. You're firing at all cylinders.
You're
I
changing.
feel like I'm a dynamic personality.
Well, it's a
you
good
know?
thing.
But
I
when
think
I'm-
that's the best.
when I say this vacation was nuts, it was like from the very beginning it was fireworks.
Yeah, it was. Tell them.
So as soon as we get to the airport, you know,
we need to pay for parking.
we need to pay for parking, and my grandpa gave me a little extra money, you know, freshly 21, you know, still live with him. He's like, here, take a little bit of bread, because you know it's gonna be an expensive vacation. So he gave me like $200-300, you know, just something to take care of some stuff. He gave it to me. He gave it to me right as we were leaving.
Mhm.
Everybody was in the car. Dave was in the car.
I was in the passenger
Other
seat.
dude was in the back seat.
Yeah.
Where the bread was.
I put my bread in this bag. I don't remember if I zipped it up or not.
Yeah.
I threw it in the back. And we get on the plane. Or no, not the plane. Where do we get?
We get out the car to go park. We got to pay for the parking.
And
We're
it's
like,
gone.
we'll
It's
split
gone.
the parking.
And it's
Yeah, we'll
gone.
split it.
My bread is
And
gone.
he looks for the bread and it's just gone. So we search the car, we search the ground, everywhere nearby, nothing there.
Nothing.
And then
Airport, nothing.
And then we arrive at our destination and we're like, we need groceries.
Of course.
And the dude that was like he's a cool dude, like from what I know, you know, like I like him. But from the story, what happens is we get to the grocery store and he's like, guys, I'll buy the groceries. And he buys $300 worth of groceries.
I'm like, did this guy steal my money? But the bag was open. It like could have came out.
And there's a possibility it could have came out.
And
So we
I'm
can't
friends
blame
with the
him,
dude,
you
so
know?
I'm like, in my heart, I'm like, he wouldn't do that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and the whole
He's
vacation,
a boy. He's a boy.
and he's one of my dogs. And the whole vacation, I'm thinking like, man, I'm having real good fun with this dude, like making me laugh. Like it would really suck if this dude took my money. Still to this day, I don't know if he did. Like, it's not a life changing amount of money.
It's
I really
like,
don't care.
We don't
but
know if he did for sure.
I never asked him about it because that's ignorant to accuse somebody if
Yeah.
it didn't happen. Like,
Yeah,
so
I
I mean,
agree,
it
for
isn't
sure.
a big deal to
There's
me. But
definitely a possibility that he did not.
Still,
Yeah.
But you can't admit that what
it wasn't a
happened
little weird.
wasn't a little sketchy. Plus, like I don't know, like I don't know.
I'd be pretty pissed. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I'm the type of guy that I would definitely say something. I'd be like,
It's not that deep.
I would come off as like a dick though, but I'd ask him like, hey, did you find that like the back seat? Or
For me,
whatever?"
that would be deep. This is the fucking freshest Barber in the 330L. Like, he got the bread. It's not that
that's
deep
true.
for him.
That's
I was
true.
doing pretty well back then,
He
but
was I know he got us a car down there.
yeah, we had a nice whip down there and everything.
I-
But have you ever been to Miami, like Fort Lauderdale, anywhere around there?
I've been to Fort Lauderdale. I have never been to Miami. I've been
Okay.
almost everywhere in the country, but I haven't been to Miami.
The
So-
first night was different.
First
The
night
first
was
night
different.
was different. This is what happened. So the first night, we arrive, we go from the airport. It takes us a solid 30 minutes to get to the taxi. We get a taxi or whatever to go to our Airbnb that we got, which we got.
Well, we
scammed out.
didn't even take the taxi. We got in the rent-a-car.
Yeah, we got the rent-a-car, but they took a taxi.
But there was
We got
there was like
scammed out
two
because
groups,
You remember how we mentioned there was females with us?
Yeah.
The female that was with us playing the trip.
and we all
took
kind of
care
like
of
she
all
was the
financials.
middleman. She was like, send me
just
the money.
send us the money. So like we low key got hood because like
We probably paid
I'm
like
not dumb.
200 extra.
I go on Airbnb. I see what the price of the place is because I'm gonna look at it.
And to
you
be
know?
honest, it wasn't that sweet of a place. It was
Really?
a
It was
two
a
bedroom.
We had
6
people.
Now, was it in the city or was it like on the
No,
outskirts
it
of
was
the city?
okay. It was like
It was like 10 minutes from
no,
downtown
it
Fort
was a cheap
Lauderdale.
place. It was a cheap.
It was
place.
nice though. It was right by the beach.
That's cool.
Anyways, we get to this place, and we arrive first. They're like, "Oh, we want the king bed, whatever." And we're like, "Fuck you." You know?
There's 3 guys sleeping in one bed too.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
Obviously, we're all comfortable with
Okay,
our sexuality.
Now, hold on. What are you doing there? Because I remember 8th grade, my friend and I shot Tommy to Caesar.
Oh, that's my boy.
Yeah,
That's my boy. That's my boy.
We slept in the same bed the one night, and then it was me and Michael Horo in the other, right? But we were kind of, it was 8th grade, so like one of us was under 2 sheets, one's under 1. You know, it was one of those. But like, what do you prefer? I guess I should say.
I
Doesn't
mean,
matter.
it was a big bed.
Yeah.
Well, probably a queen.
I don't care.
King,
Yeah,
queen.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know the measurements on it,
I
but
mean-
so I slept on the right side of the bed.
I don't
Dave
give a
slept.
fuck.
Dave slept in the middle. Like, I mean, to be honest, bro, we drank so much. Like,
Yeah.
we would just fall into bed.
It's
at
not
What
night.
really
our
a fact.
expectations was that we were gonna use that place as a sleeping place.
I got you.
Nothing.
We
else.
really didn't kick
Maybe
it there
breakfast.
too much, other than pre-gaming and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But like later in the week, it kind of got crazy in there. But
So let's start out at the beginning. So we
Alright.
get there, we get our rental car, we arrive, and it's a nice place. It looks like a Floridian crib. You
Okay.
know?
not
And
bad. I wasn't displeased
it's
in any
It's a
way.
little gated community because they're apartments. So we enter in and we go up, and the cleaning lady is actually in our room.
Oh, this is kind of
cleaning.
crazy. Yeah, she didn't speak English.
Yeah, she spoke
Of
zero
course
English.
not.
Zero English. Straight up, what was it, Spanish?
Yeah, Spanish.
Yeah, straight up Spanish. And I want to go in, you know, like we've been waiting for 30 minutes, an hour, like I'm
Right.
trying to go in. Plus, like our scheduled time to arrive was at that time. So I was like, we should be able to go in.
Right.
She was like, "Oh, I'm cleaning, like you guys will have to wait like an hour or something like that. 2
That
hours.
was a good accent.
Yeah. And I'm just like, I don't want to wait an hour.
The
Like,
one
I'm
dude
sorry,
had to take a shit. That was like
that
the
was
biggest
me.
thing.
That was
Oh, it
me.
was Dave. It was
Okay,
Dave.
that's a big thing.
But it was a big thing. But like
He was like,
could
"Can I
have
use the
held it.
bathroom?"
I could have it. So, but like, why? If I even have a hint of it, I'm not gonna be like, come on, let me go.
You're not gonna hold it.
Exactly.
Why would you hold it?
So I was like, "Oh, excuse me, like, like I gotta go poop. Like, can I go in the bathroom? You know?" And she was like, oh. Like,
She
"Oh."
grabbed her stuff and
Yeah.
ran out
And she was like, you go. Like I
and
like,
left.
Yeah.
And she didn't come
But
back.
she was nice. She was so nice. I never met somebody nicer, you know? And I was like, wow. Like, she's a great woman.
Of course.
So then,
Obviously underpaid, but a great woman.
So then we
I go
start
in there,
scouting
you
it
know,
out.
We scouted out. I go to the bathroom. Obviously, I had to go. I wasn't lying. I go to the bathroom. I get out the bathroom, and it's still only us here.
Yeah. So we looked at the first room
So we
first.
scout, yeah.
So there was like a room right here to the right, and then there was one straight back, which was
Little
the one.
hallway.
It had 2 entries.
Okay,
The
bathroom
one
was
we
in the hallway,
the
too.
one we stayed in had 2 entries to like the deck.
Okay.
So like
So
you
there's
walked
an
up
entrance to the room through the hallway,
Uh-huh.
and then there's an entrance to the room through the
side
the
door.
porch. Through
Okay.
the
Porch.
But the porch was a public porch, so anybody could walk up to that.
Yeah.
Oh, one of those.
So
I
it's
got you.
basically a double entrance.
So we're
to the
looking
hotel.
around. In the first room, the bed looked way better.
Right.
But then we seen that we're like second entry. There's 2 dressers. It's a bigger TV. We're like, let's snag this one.
I mean,
It's
of
a way
course.
bigger bed.
And
there's
we're
3
like-
of us, you know.
and we're
the
like-
girls that we're with, they're what, 4'10", 4'8"?
Small girls,
They're
you know,
small girls,
small girls. And then we're
Little
like,
petite girls.
The type to get like taken by a wind.
Yes, the type to flow away. Anyways,
and then we were like, hey, let's take this bet. Like this is
yeah,
our room. There's 3 of us.
immediately,
3 of us.
immediately. It's immediate. It's like we're having this bed.
I'm
We're
like,
in bed.
you know, these girls are gonna come in here acting crazy, right?
Yeah,
Right.
I was like,
and
we
said-
have to unpack right
So what
now.
do? I get my phone out, and as we're talking, we see them pull up, and they're starting.
We're
to open,
unpacked
oh,
too.
these guys
All
are
our
gonna be
clothes
pissed.
are in
They're
the
gonna be
dressers
pissed.
and stuff.
So I
Closet.
pull my phone out and I get the camera out, and I'm like, I know they're gonna say something. So I take a video and I
Yeah.
prop the camera by the window, and they come in and they're like, "This." I have the video. I'm not about to pull it up.
Yeah, we're not gonna name any
But-
names or anything, but
It basically, she entered the room and she was like, "What do you think you guys are doing in here? Like, what are you doing in this room?"
and we're
You
laying
guys
in the
think-
bed all comfy watching Netflix.
And
or
I
something.
just set the camera up, so I'm by my camera.
Yeah.
And I turned around and I'm like, oh fuck. But I'm like, yo, what's going on?
Like, what are you doing?
Glad you guys are here. It's gonna be lit, you know?
And she's like, go, get, I arranged this, get. Like, being disrespectful as hell. And we're laughing. And then eventually, eventually they were like, we like this room better anyways. Well, the one girl was super aggressive and like over the top. And then the other one was kind of like chill, mellow, like didn't say much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and then the first day we didn't do shit. We just
No, wait. You're missing a big part.
Okay.
The first day, after all of that went down, we tossed some shorts on, you know, to get ready for the Floridian heat. And we go outside. The cool thing about where we rented our place was there was like a middle section, right? Like out in the middle of all of the hotels. There's this little part inside the gate, and it was like this beautiful, like, naturey little whatever.
Like a garden area.
Yeah, right. There's a grill, there's a table, there's another table, and we're like, yo, let's just go down there, hang out, play some music. Let's play.
I think we played Pong, yeah.
We played some beer pong, and as we were playing Pong, I wanted one of my friends, like, right, the person that I intended on coming to the trip to have fun with. He didn't even ride with us. He rode with the girls. So I was like, yo, like, let's go play this game together. Like, let's have some fun. And he was already drunk.
Oh.
And he was taking his time. When he's drunk, he talks a lot.
I don't even remember what we were drinking. I think we were just drinking beer, to be honest.
Just beer. It was just beer. We
were just shotgunning some beers.
We got 2 24 packs.
Really?
So
the next day is when we went
drunk.
hard.
So this dude's drunk. He's my friend, not Bake's. We're playing against Bake and his friend. And I'm trying to get my friend involved. And he's like,
I think we're playing for money too, honestly.
Yeah, we were. Because it was a big deal.
You know, gamble.
Of course.
And I'm like, Jake, because he's up at the top and I'm down here, right? I'm like, Jake, come on, like, we got to play.
Yeah.
We waited. We waited how long? 10 minutes at least.
Long enough for me to lay on the ground and try to get sober up.
Yeah, so I'm like, Jake, come on. And then he's like, oh, he just kept talking. He ignored me. So I was like, okay, how about you come down and play? I was talking to one of the girls. And later on, you'll find out that was one of the females that Bake ended up talking to. Anyways, I'm like, hey, why don't you come and play? Because this cat's taking forever. Like, I already told him many times.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay, bet. Like, yeah, I'll come. She starts coming on the steps. And then Jake realizes that she's going to play instead of him, you know. She's already, like, 3/4 of the way down the steps. And Jake just, like, gets, like, mad, you know. Not mad, just, like, he gets sensitive.
It's like my first impression of dude. A guy that I'm really good friends with right now. I'm, like, real good friends with him now. But, like, I've never seen him act like this again till, like, this day. Huh. And I'm like, oh, my God, what is this dude doing? And he's, like, locking himself in the room, like, beating stuff up. And Dave...
He was mad.
Dave, you know, Dave's 100% himself all the time. He's like, bro, you need to man up and take care of yourself. You're ruining this for everybody.
Yeah.
And he's
like
holding him. You're holding him accountable. He was pressing him.
I was holding him accountable.
Right.
And this is people that I'm just now meeting.
People that I just now met.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm like, Jake, like, come on, pull yourself together. Let's
killing this first impression, like, destroying.
Cool. Like, I understand that you had your little fallout, but like, we can move on.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not one to hold any grudges from the past. Whatever happens, happens.
What was he mad about?
He was mad because I disrespected him. It's because, and I might have disrespected him because I'll admit I also had a little bit of alcohol in my system. But it wasn't like I was disrespecting him. I was just.
And Dave was like, Dave barely knew us, and that was his friends, and he was kicking it with me like the whole time.
Yeah, so it was
making them sleep on the couch, and, you know, all this different stuff. Rode with me.
Yeah, so basically, my friend was probably like, "Wow, my closest friend is really being friends with other people that he doesn't even know over me." You know, which is fair. That's a fair point.
I mean, when you're down there, what do you expect?
Yeah, but it wasn't even like that. It wasn't like I was doing that. It just so happened to be.
Yeah.
He's the one that picked me up.
Exactly.
They chose not to ride with him, you know? That was their
But
choice.
I promise these stories get crazy.
Yeah, they get even crazier. So, automatically, we start out our first night there, and it's just like a downhill vibe, you know? It's just like, wow. Like, our first night started out with, like, a little fight or whatever. And it's just like shitty vibes. Cats were arguing. We went to bed without resolving it. The next day, I'm like, you know, I'm like, yo, whatever happened yesterday, it's whatever. This is vacation. Like, we don't have time to be mad or pissed off or anything like that. Like, let's keep the vibe going. Let's just start over. Whatever. It doesn't matter to me. Like, I really don't care. And then he was like, cool. He was cool because he wasn't drunk anymore. You know.
Yeah.
So he was cool. He was like, yeah, like. Whatever.
He acted normal for the rest of the trip.
Yeah, he was cool for the rest of the trip. But
honestly, they didn't like interact with us too much. So like the second, third day, we were still like trying to get to know the people we came with, whatever. I think we went out to dinner.
Because our car wasn't big enough to fit everybody.
No, it was
So we
just
had to
it was
find
a
way to make
Volkswagen
pictures.
Jetta, nothing
Okay.
too crazy.
Does the job though.
Yeah, for sure.
It was a
it was
great
a
car. It was a
grand
great
for
car.
5 days. So yeah, it did the job pretty good. But I think we went to dinner, got to know these people, and this one girl was kind of shooting her shot
She
with
was.
me.
I have a video on my phone.
We're not going to
I'm
bring up
sitting
any
across,
videos.
we're at a
I'm a
hibachi,
happily taken man
and-
nowadays, but
There you are.
yeah, this one girl was shooting her shot with us, and at the time, it is what it is. I was kind of entertaining it, but we started going out, and it was me, him, and the guy that rode with us, and those two girls. The two other guys didn't come for some reason. I think the one was sick, and the other one kind of just stayed there. They were cousins.
one was sick. Yeah.
So we go to these clubs, and I don't remember what day it was, and ladies drank for free that night. And this girl was flirting with me the whole time, giving me her drinks that she gets for free.
And I got the other girl
And
to
I'm
go up to the bar
driving.
and get me drinks. Because they would just give her free drinks, right?
And
so
I'm
I was like,
driving.
yo, come here, let me get that drink.
Why not?
And then you go get another one.
Exactly.
And she was like, all right, bet. So that was hype. So, dude, the drinks down there, $15 a drink.
Yeah.
The
You
cups,
serious?
you see this glass right here that you...
Smaller.
The beautiful
about the same
Luke
thing.
Pipala podcast
That's
cup
right. If
here.
you could see it, you might not be able to see it. Shout out to my aunt Diana. I got
Yes.
the glasses.
Beautiful
It
glasses.
says the Luke Pipala show on there. It's kind of clear though, especially when you have liquid in it. You might not be able to see.
Yeah.
But
Anyways,
still.
the cups were smaller than that.
Right.
$15 for one drink. So obviously, me and Bake are gonna take the free drinks. He's gonna entertain the.
They're not big, though.
that he's
The
only
free
there.
drinks were like,
Okay. So
about that big.
Yeah.
But anyways, we're at these bars. This girl shooting her shot with me. I'm dancing with her. I'm not like kissing her or anything like that. Nothing too crazy. And then we go back. I drive us back. We just went to bed. And I wake up the next day, and this girl's in the bed.
No.
And I'm confused as fuck. And I'm like,
I'm in
why
the bed, too.
are you in the bed?
I'm
There's
in the bed,
three of
too.
us.
I'm in
There's
the bed,
three of
too.
us, three
And there's
guys,
CP
and then
in the bed
her.
as well.
And I'm like, why are you here? And she was like, I'm cold.
Mind
nothing,
you-
nothing happened.
Wait. Mind you, there's two other guys in the bed, right? Because there's only two beds.
Yeah, nothing happens. The
Okay,
first
we're
night,
gonna
nothing
say,
happens.
But we're gonna say that I was in the bed right next to him, and this guy Dave, Ultra Instinct, right? He is Ultra Instinct. He felt the littlest of millimeters of movement, and he awoken. And when he woke up, he felt a little bit of shaking. He was like disturbed. What is that? Why is the bed moving a little bit? Look over, and she's like, "Oh, I'm cold. I hear that, right?" My eyes are closed. I was like, "No fucking way."
It's like a different perspective from a movie.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, in my head, I was like, "There's no way. There's no way that's her." And I look over to my right, and this guy that came with us, he was just dead asleep. And I was like, "Wow, only I'm awake right now." And this dude next to me, he's barely awake, and this girl is fully awake, right? We were 95% asleep.
Yeah.
She's fully awake.
It was like 3 a.m.
No, it was like
It was in the
6
morning.
a.m.
It
or
was
7
like 6
a.m. So I wake up, and this girl's in the bed, and I'm looking around. I think Dave's up. The other guy slept till like noon every day. And I'm like, Dave, what the because she's sleeping at this point again.
I get grossed out.
So me and Dave, I think we went and cooked breakfast and came back.
I had to get out.
And the
I had to
girl's
get out.
in sweatpants looking all gross. Like sweatpants,
Right.
hoodie, whatever.
Well,
I don't know. No
depends.
makeup. No
Depends,
makeup.
though.
Yeah.
Because
No makeup.
This girl's not
like
personally my
makeup.
type or anything
Yeah.
either.
I like
So-
the makeup.
So we're in the kitchen and I'm like, Dave, that was kind of weird. But
He wasn't saying that. He's just trying to say that, but he didn't say that.
I did say that.
He was more so like, Dave.
No.
Oh, did you see that? And I was like, bruh, I'm out of there. Dude, don't get me caught up in that.
Later in
That's
the
how
week, it was a different story, but
The next
the
day,
first
the
day
very-
was weird.
The very next day, we went out. We went to the beach. We went to
some bars.
And we come back, and the same thing happens, but she comes in
It was the
way
night.
earlier.
It was the night.
In the night. And I am just like, yo, I'm not okay with
I
this.
still haven't done anything with this girl yet.
Yeah, but she hops in the bed. I'm like, yo, 3 dudes and a girl in this bed. I'm not cool with that.
The
I'm
next
sorry.
day, day, crazy stuff.
I could be cool or whatever,
yeah.
because I really don't care. It's just are you about to be next to me? When you don't have to be next to me.
Yeah.
You can not do that next.
Why tease?
Why
You know
make
what I
it
mean?
weird for
Yeah.
me? So I'm out. I dip.
Dave leaves.
And
But
I go to the other.
But what
bedroom,
this
'cause there's
girl
another
says
bedroom,
to
right?
us, this is the craziest part. Because, I don't know. We were two single dudes just being funny, drunk, and we were like, "You're trying to fuck me. Like, why are you doing that?"
This is crazy. Wait. You have to tell her. You have to tell Luke that the other girl came into the bedroom.
Yeah.
She walked in. So she was at the edge of the bed talking to us.
And she goes,
So this is where it happened.
This is what she says to me and like everybody else. She was like, "I can't have sex right now. Something happened." I didn't ask any question. That's personal. I'm not gonna name drop or even go like any further to it. But like that's fucked up. And I'm like, "What do you mean?"
I will.
What?
She said, "I will suck."
Oh no, that's a different girl that said that. That was the other one.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. She came in the room
Oh yeah.
and she said, "I will."
She's like, "I will kiss, I will suck, but I won't fuck." This is a different girl. But the girl that was laying in the bed with me said, "Yeah, I can't have sex. Something happened. And something was wrong."
So I did.
Actually, she told Dave that, and Dave told me.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Hey, bro, don't do anything with that girl."
Yeah.
And
I told him the whole trip. Dave, go. Goat wingman. I said, don't do shit.
Okay,
don't mess with her. I told him, how many times did I tell you, do not engage?
So the next day, this is what happens. She comes into the bed. She comes into the bed. Some stuff altercates. Nothing too far.
Right.
You know, I'm at like second base. And I'm like, all right, she said like not to round third and go home. Okay. So I'm just staying on second, just waiting my turn. Because like, I mean, she's putting herself out there. I'm drunk. It's, we're on vacation. We're on vacation. It's like, she's right there.
It's the
like,
heat of the moment.
Heat of the moment.
Exactly.
Sober me
And
might not
single.
even be doing this. And I was single, respectfully. That was it. Next day, the craziest stuff happened.
Craziest shit.
We're at the bar. We're on our way to the bar. She goes,
we just leave.
I'm driving the Volkswagen Jetta.
We just leave.
You're in the passenger?
My boys did not come with us.
Are you in the passenger?
I'm in the passenger.
Dave's in the passenger.
The two girls are in the back.
With the one guy.
With one of my friends.
Okay. So I'm driving. I'm driving the car.
Okay, and the road too. There's two lanes here. An intersection.
We're going this way towards downtown Fort Lauderdale.
There's an intersection in the middle. You know how there's like an intersection with like greenery? Like plants.
Yeah, like downtown.
So like that. Yeah.
She goes like this.
Like that.
She says,
and then it lanes on the
she
other
goes,
side.
"Guys, I'm not feeling that good." And we're just like, "All right, whatever." And then we're driving. She was like,
we didn't say,
she was like,
whatever. We said, "Are you okay?" She was like, "Yeah."
She was like, "Can we?" She was like, "Can we turn around?" I was like, "Yeah, no problem. Like, we'll take you home." And then we turned around, and then
I think I need to stop right here.
No, this is, and then I missed a turn, and then she was like, "I need to stop right here." I pulled over at this car dealership, and this was the girl that
Yeah.
I was talking to, not talking to, but like
listen to this.
hanging out with on the vacation.
Let me explain this part. So we stop at this car dealership.
Okay.
And she immediately gets out, needs air. Okay, that's cool. Whatever.
I'm still in the driver's seat, like, what
this
the fuck?
This cat Bake is the one that's talking to her, right?
Right.
Not talking to her.
Okay, not talking to her, but like entertains her.
We're just hanging out on vacation.
Yeah.
He stays in the car. He doesn't budge, right?
Because I don't have feelings for
I'm
this
in the
girl.
front,
So I'm in the passenger, but I'm in the driver's seat, like, fuck her.
Yeah, okay.
But I'm in the front, and I'm like, okay, like, obviously there's something wrong. Like, let's just fix this.
You're being compassionate.
But, like, at the same time, like, I'm trying to go do stuff. I'm here on vacation. I'm trying to go have fun.
We're trying to kill the situation. Like, all right, we're going to get in the car. We're taking your ass home.
No, not even that. It's just like I'm trying to figure out what is wrong, and I'm trying to solve the situation.
Because it is pretty fucked up. We're on the side of the road at a car dealership, and everybody's out of the car. But
there's a lot of people that's like.
I'm on my phone, like, what the fuck's going on?
So the other girl gets out, and she goes and talks to her. And then she comes back and she's like, "Yo, like she's fucked up."
And then we all get back.
Laughing,
we
right?
speed it up a little bit. We're all in the car now.
No.
Okay.
So I get out the car. I get out of the car, and I'm like, "Yo, like let me talk to her. Like obviously there's something wrong." And she did a little something beforehand, a little like
some paraphernalia,
like a little
that we did not do,
like a little snort of something.
Oh.
And I'm like, okay, there could be an issue there, like there could be an issue.
A tad.
So I'm like, okay, the best thing that you could do is just be there in some sort of capacity. So I get out of the car and I go over there and I'm like walking over slow, like being comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I walk over and I start talking to her. I'm like, yo, like, are you okay? Like, what's going on? And she's just like, yeah, but she's like not crying, but like had that emotion. You know what I mean?
Like she was
like scared.
On the brink.
Distressed.
Like, she was distressed. She was scared. And I was like, I realized that. And I'm like, okay, like, we should take her home and we should get her in a bed and get her water and everything will be okay.
So we get in the whip. I'm driving again. Obviously.
Eventually we get in the whip.
So
she gets
we're like
there.
probably, if I had to say, 5 minutes from the Airbnb.
Yeah.
I remember this. It's like, so we're in a 2-lane. We're going left, and there's like oncoming traffic, but there's like a little. There's palm trees in the middle, like dividing it.
Yeah.
And I just hear the door open up. And
While
I
you're
look in the
driving.
rear view mirror and I see this bitch running down the road in traffic.
What?
And I'm driving.
Let me
and I'm like,
explain.
oh
Let
my
me-
fucking God.
It
This girl is running down
Okay,
the
listen.
street in traffic.
Listen, it took Bake a solid minute after I realized. So I'm sitting in the passenger seat. And obviously I have my
I'm
eyes
choking
on
this
her
moment.
because I just had to talk to her and I'm like, she's obviously in distress.
Yeah.
Like, from what
I
she's
go,
doing.
guys, what do I do? They're like, drive after.
Listen. So like we're pulling up to a red light. We didn't even stop yet. And I hear a door open and the light come on. And I look back and she just hops out.
This
While
bitch
we're
is
moving.
running like
While we're
Adrian
moving.
Peterson in
Yes,
his prime.
she's running. And then I look at Bake, and Bake's still driving, and he pulls up to the red light, and I'm like, I look at him, and Bake's like, oh fuck, why's the light? And then he turns around, and he's like, what the fuck? He's like, yo, this like.
I've never seen anything in my
Out of
life.
the car, why is she running down the road?
What?
She is
You can't
running.
make this up,
She
bro.
hops over like the middle of the what is it called?
I don't know. It's like a sidewalk.
Mediterranean, whatever
But
it's called.
but it's got palm trees.
Yeah, so she like jumps through, gets through the traffic, she starts running.
Running with the
behind
cars
us,
going this
behind
way.
us.
What the
And
hell?
and Bake's like, I look at Bake, I look at everybody in the car, I'm like, what's happening?
I like, what do I do?
And Bake
That's what
looks
I
at,
said.
and this is all that Bake says. Bake looks at me with the biggest smile on his face, and he's like, what do I do? And I look at him and I'm like, bro, park the car. And he parks the car, and then
No,
and then
I drove. We started chasing.
No. We stopped because we're at the red light. We parked the car, and then we turn around, and she's gone. And then we're like, yo, the light turns green. We're like, Bake, drive. Like, do the U-turn, drive, get it back around. So
And
he does that.
we, like, see her
pull up,
running into
yeah,
this
we see
building.
her running into the
I
building.
don't
She's
remember
a
what
fucking-
this building
she's
was.
a
It was a
track
big
star.
building.
I remember what the building was. So
He went in. I
went
stayed
in.
in the car again.
Yeah, listen.
Me and this other girl stayed in the car.
So we pull up to the building, right? And I'm like, yo, she went in there, right? And we park.
This part is nuts.
And I get out the car and I look and I'm like, what, like, where are we? You know, like, why is she in this building? But I don't even care. Like, I just go straight on.
And this
I
is
just
like
go in.
COVID, so there's masks.
So I go in and there's like, yeah, you have to have masks and shit.
Right.
And then there are these sliding doors that are automatic.
Yeah.
So I go up to those and it opens up and I enter. Literally, as soon as I enter, there's just chairs to the right, like a bunch of chairs in a line that's just filled with people sitting like one space in between.
It's
each
pretty
other,
late,
right?
too. It's probably
Everybody
like 10
has masks
o'clock.
on. Everybody has masks on. There's people at the front counter right here with big ass plexiglass.
Right.
And there's like people over here. There's a police. They're not a police officer. There's like 3 security guards. There's people over here at this little like.
And to this day, we
Table
still don't
station.
know what this building is.
I'm pretty sure it's some sort of like testing center or like business or something like that. And
I'll send
I'm
them off. I
inside.
don't know.
I'm inside, and I see her at the front desk. And because I go in, I'm like, where is she? I see her at the front desk, and I see her talking to the person through the plexiglass, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, yo, like, what are you doing? Like, why'd you leave the car? Like, don't leave the car when we're driving. Stay in it.
Right.
So I walk up to her, like quickly, swiftly. I walk up.
This
and
part
I
is
overhear.
crazy.
I overhear something. And what do you think I heard her saying to the person at the front desk?
Don't tell me.
She said, I need help. I'm being abducted.
What? What?
She said, I need help. I'm being abducted.
How high was she?
I walk up to her, and I'm like, Emily, like, what are you doing? Are you okay? And she's like, she saw me and she low-key like relieved herself a little bit, but she was like,
crazy.
she looked at me and she was like, damn, like low-key I betrayed them, like with that look, you know. She didn't say that obviously, but I was there and I was like, fuck. Who am I in this situation?
Yeah.
Like, what do I look like entering this building with
Exactly.
her saying that and everybody around like, yo, what's going on?
Yeah, when she's like obviously
Yeah.
in an enhanced
And then there's
mind.
security guards too, right?
Oh shit.
So the security guards come up because she's causing a scene. She's like, "Oh my gosh, like I'm freaking out. Like this is tweaking me out." And then
And
I'm
it's
like,
Florida too.
I
It's
say
a
this,
crazy
yeah.
ass place.
I say, Emily, come here. Like you're okay. Come here, and let's just talk about it. You're
Yeah.
okay. We're gonna take you home. It's all right. And she comes over, and we're like talking for a second, and then the security guards come over, And at this point, we're like outside, and maybe another person came up.
I was still in the car.
He was still in the car.
This guy did not give a fuck.
Yeah, and I am just like trying to talk to the security guard because he thinks I'm like some sort of predator or something.
Yeah.
But low key, like, okay, think of like a stoner security guard that's like listens to rap music. That's what this dude was. So he looks at me and he's like, "Yo, like, what the fuck did I hear? Like, what was this that you were just saying, miss?" And I'm like, sir, like, she's high. Like, she's literally on something, and I'm not exactly sure what it is, but I am trying to take care of her. I'm trying to get her in the vehicle. She came out of our vehicle and came in years over. I'm sorry, but I'm going to
Doesn't know what the fuck the place is.
So another person comes over, and now there's two people talking to me, and they're just like...
This was pretty fast,
like at this
too.
point,
It was like 5
it
minutes.
was pretty
Really?
quick. Because
So
at this point, I was telling them, I was like, guys, like, I know how this might seem, but, like, here's my ID.
Yeah.
Like, here's who I am. This is everything that you need to know about me. Like, I'm being truthful. Here's my Snapchats that I've had with her. Like, we need to get her home because she's on something. Obviously, you could tell that she's on something. And they're like, yeah.
Her fucking eyeballs were
Yeah,
this
she was
big.
like, they're like, yeah, like, she's, like, obviously tweaking out or something, so you should get her home. And I was like, okay, thank you. Like, we'll get her home. We get out, we get her back to the car, and then we drive her home. And then the next day, so, like
We
how do
went
you
out
think we
afterwards.
feel? Like, we went out, but, like, we went back very quickly, and we were just, like, we didn't even know how to feel, because we couldn't even have fun, because it was just, like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, why would she do that?
It was like hanging
wow.
over the whole night.
And then the next morning,
She didn't remember.
It's like nothing happened.
She didn't remember anything. She
She
said,
said-
"Don't tell
yeah.
me what I did."
Yeah, she said, "Don't tell me what I did. I don't want to know." But
And
I
she
don't
started
remember
laughing.
anything. And
Well,
then we're like, no, like, this happened. Like, this is crazy. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
She was like, it won't happen again. And she still had those, like, the stuff with her, you know, whatever. And she was still doing it. And it was just like, you know, like, I don't know. Like, don't get me
So then we started like not to mess with her. Like even me, I was like, it was like a day like
Yeah.
where I didn't even really talk to her. So we all like went out. We went to a vape shop. I think we went to Miami that whole day by ourselves. Actually, the next day
we did.
because we stayed in Fort Lauderdale. It was like 40-minute drive. We went there, and then we came home that night. And this was crazy too. She was fucked up again. And she was like, nobody wants to go out. I'm going out by myself. And I was like, you're going to Uber downtown and go out by yourself after you just was worried you were going to get
saying all these things.
abducted.
And then she said no. She said, no, I'm not. I don't have the money to do that. I'm going to go walk.
Next thing I know,
So she
because the
walked.
other girl had her location or
She
something.
walked.
Next thing we know, we stayed up all night this night. She went out. She came back all fucked up. And
We didn't even go out.
Her and the other girl got
We
in a
didn't go
big
out. We
fight.
were
We
at home.
went to Hibachi and then came home.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, the hibachi.
It was pretty
What was
crazy.
the name of it? Benihana's.
Don't ever go
Fuck
there.
Benihana's.
Fort Lauderdale.
Benihana's
2
is
stars.
dogs. This is what happened. We go into Benihana's, right? Normally you expect it's hibachi, right?
Right.
Like, not the. I'm not gonna get into that.
None of the chefs were Japanese
Yeah, none
except
of the chefs,
one.
None of the chefs were Japanese.
They weren't authentic.
No, not at all.
This was back when everybody
Yes.
was saying stop Asian hate.
Yes.
So like.
So we got our seat right after like 30 minutes. We got our seat, and
It was
our
very
person that
expensive
came over-
too.
Yeah, the person that came
$100
over-
a
The
person.
person that came over, our hibachi chef, was sick as fuck.
He
And
coughed.
this was prime COVID.
And he
was
kept
sick as
walking
fuck.
away.
He kept leaving our hibachi table, and he left it at least 15 times. At least 15.
What a dick.
He would leave it, and right when he would leave, you could hear him coughing and shit into his hands. And
So
everything.
we asked our server, because you have a chef and a server.
Right.
We're like, something's wrong with him. And she was
Yeah.
like, it's just all the compression in
Yeah,
here.
she said, oh, it's just the altitude in Florida right now. Like, everybody's compressed.
She pulled that out of her ass.
Yeah. And I'm like, no, like, I want to receive some sort of compensation for this.
And they
Like,
gave us
I could've
nothing,
got,
dude.
I could have got whatever. And one of the people we're with is sick as fuck, probably with COVID. Who knows what?
So then we go home, and these girls are fighting, screaming at each other.
Oh.
And it's like, there's only 2 girls that came with us.
Right.
And they're just fighting.
Yeah,
like,
they were
so
fighting.
it's just weird.
Yeah,
So
I
the
took a
other
couple
one just
videos
stays
of
in
that
our
as
room.
well.
The other one stays in our
Throughout
room.
this whole vacation, I've vlogged it.
Other one stays in our room.
No way.
I vlogged it.
Yeah,
Ask him.
it's
I took
true.
the
He
camera
vlogs
out,
it.
and I vlogged most of it. So I have like 90% of the crazy confrontation and shit that happened, especially what he's talking about right now about how they were fighting. I have that on video.
Yeah,
Oh shit.
I remember it. But anyways, that night, you know, the crazy confrontation might have costed me a little bit of my dignity. So Dave goes to the other room to stay with that girl.
No way I'm staying in the same room. You got me tripping if you think I'm gonna stay in that room with you.
And then the other girl comes into our room, and I'm just like, damn, bro.
Damn.
So, you know,
He was like, "Damn, bruh."
push comes
That's
to
how it is.
shove. Push comes to shove. We're
At
at
that same
third.
time-
We're at third base right
At that
now.
same time, I've been telling him the whole time, dude, don't do it. Like, don't do that with her. She's
We're at third
crazy."
base, and I'm drunk.
I've-
I'm pretty drunk.
You put the warning label on.
I've been the whole time.
I'm pretty drunk, and it's probably 3 or 4 o'clock
Never
in the
listened
morning.
to me. I have it on video.
And then she even said, like, don't, like, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
But she's asking me to do it. And I'm drunk, and I caved in.
Oh.
But then I pull this condom out that I got from the vape shop. To be honest, I really didn't even think I was about to fuck any girls, so I didn't bring any condoms. And she goes, I pull out this condom. It's like one of those circle ones.
Yeah.
It comes like in a circle.
Are they all circles?
No, like the package.
You think they got square
Package
ones?
is circle.
But like, you know what I mean? It's like a square.
Not a Trojan.
Oh, the
Yeah.
So I
package.
got
Okay.
this out of the bull at the vape shop. They were for free. The only one. I think I had 3 of them. And it was chocolate covered, it was called. I'll never forget this. I swear to God, I pull this out. She goes, I'm allergic to chocolate. The same girl that said that she can't because something happened. And I'm like, there ain't fucking chocolate on this. This is it. I mean, it artificially flavored.
May I interject? Was
Yeah.
she blonde?
Yes.
She was blonde.
Yes.
Makes perfect sense.
Yes.
Blonde.
Continue.
So I slapped the thing on and, you know, I got to work. And the dude next to me, I looked over and he's still sleeping. His head is smacking off the headboard.
Oh shit.
And I went to sleep
I
after.
was out.
I went to sleep. I woke up. I felt kind of like a piece of shit. Like, wow, why did I do that? And the next day, we're just at the beach. This is the craziest part of the whole
This is
trip.
the craziest part of
Respect.
the trip.
Nothing but respect here. Not
Listen
trying to
to
be
this.
disrespectful in any
the
way.
The morning after he committed,
Yeah.
guess what happens? Guess what she says to him on the beach? On the beach when we're drunk.
What'd she say?
I'm laying on the towel, pretty drunk. Respect. No disrespect. She goes, my mom just passed away, and she's crying on the beach.
Her mom just.
And I'm like,
passed away.
damn, I'm in the shittiest situation ever.
But the thing is, after she cried and shit and was depressed for like an hour, she got drunk as fuck.
Oh jeez.
And then totally didn't give a fuck about any of that. And then continued to go to work on my boy.
Oh boy.
Oh! Yeah, like respectfully, like, I don't
The
know.
same night.
Shit.
The same day.
Shit.
Yeah, we went out that night.
Like normally,
we
like,
went
I
out
don't
that
know,
night.
I don't know about you. Wait. I don't know about you guys. But if my mom passes away while
I'm
I'm
going
on a trip,
home,
I'm
bro.
booking a flight back home like that. I'm going home. I'm not going to stay on vacation.
Just like Kendrick said, everybody grieves different. But
And I'm not talking shit by any means.
I don't know.
It was a
I'm
sad
not-
situation, but
Wow.
like,
you don't know how you would react though in that situation.
I do
either.
know for a fact I would not react by getting drunk and fucking a girl.
I don't know.
it was pretty crazy.
I'd probably cry for weeks upon weeks upon
I-
weeks.
And then
But
the
the
one
thing
girl
is-
had the nerves to say, "Oh my god, I gotta call my mom now."
Yeah. She said that. She said, oh my God, I need to call my mom and talk to her right now. And she did.
What a piece of shit. You don't say that. You do it. I understand
Yeah.
why she said it.
She's like, oh my gosh, I want to talk to my mom right now.
Also blonde?
Yeah.
And then we went out that night, and it was the craziest night ever. We went to this gaming lounge. So this was the pretty.
Not to interject, continue on. I'm going to take a quick restroom break.
So we went to this gaming lounge, and it was like, it had every arcade game you could think of.
Right.
So you buy a drink, you get a wristband, you could play all the gaming games. It was called Glitch Bar Fort Lauderdale. And we're chilling at this bar. It was actually a really fun time. Not like a super like club scene, obviously, like
Yeah.
most of the bars are. This was a pretty long night, I remember. And that one girl was talking to the other girl, and she was like, hey, that girl really likes you, like, after the vacation, she wants to, like, talk to you and stuff. And I was like...
You're fucked.
I was, like, really confused, and I just didn't know what to say. But I was single at the time.
Right.
But I also was going out, and I, like, was in a previous relationship for a decently long time. So I was like, I just want to keep kicking it and have fun with my boys.
Yeah.
And I was not even that much sexually attracted to her. It was more like, I don't know. I wanted to give her a chance, but like I wasn't sexually attracted to her all the way. And her personality, I didn't really know it yet, but what I've seen so far was pretty crazy.
Yeah, obviously.
So I kind of just didn't like shut the door or close it, or like open it, I kind of just didn't touch it. I just left it how it was. And we just kicked it for the rest of the vacation. And then, I don't know what Dave has to say about the vacation other than that, but it was pretty crazy. We went home, and then, like, we all were boys after.
Yeah.
We went to the Trippie Redd concert. It was, like, days later.
Really?
Like, all the new guys. Yeah, it was pretty sweet. The girls didn't come, obviously.
Yeah.
But I ended up kicking it with that girl after I got home for a couple weeks, and I was like, yeah, I have to cut this off. And then she got a boyfriend like 2 weeks later. So, like, it worked out. So I was like, I really don't have feelings for you. And then she got a boyfriend. So, like, it worked out for both of us.
It's something about those girls, or guys too, but I know those girls more, that you see probably every month, every 2 months, they have a new boyfriend. What do you guys feel about that? Because, like, me personally, it's like, I kind of lose respect for you. Guys too. And they post it all on the social media.
So, me... Specifically, I take relationships like pretty serious. Like it takes a lot for me to get into one and give myself up for one.
Me too.
I'm in one currently, and I would say I only had like one super like long one before this. So like both of those, it took me like at least a month or two to commit.
Yeah.
And like I said before, I have a career and everything, and I was single for a while. So, like, I was kicking it, having fun with my boys, being able to afford anything that I ever wanted.
Yeah.
And a girl comes pretty big responsibility as far as, your expenses double.
Exactly.
You want to go out to dinner, it's double.
Yeah, I mean...
You want to go to the grocery store, it's double.
You want to give her the world, bro.
Yeah. So then, you got to put that all into consideration. So, like, once you get in a relationship, it's like, I value that. So, when I see a girl get into a relationship, like, every 3 months, every 6 months, it's just like... kind of weird.
You kind of taint it.
It definitely plays a role for me,
yeah,
without a doubt, because personally, for me, like, it might sound kind of crazy, but I've never had one girlfriend before.
Really?
Not one.
I was
never in one relationship with a girl that I called a girlfriend.
I want to ask you guys, how much does a girl's past matter?
None. I don't care.
Not one bit.
No, I mean, no.
Hypothetically, let's just say
it depends.
like some of your friends have had sex with
her. Is she killing people? No, I don't care if my friends have sex with her.
I've tried to get with friends' previous girlfriends before, like right after.
So to me, I just don't know if I could do it.
I'm a piece.
Just because, say, I like to keep my girlfriends involved in like my friends, like so like if we go to the bar, I want to bring everybody, dude. My friends, my girlfriends, everybody, and like. Hypothetically, your friend fucked your girlfriend. It's just like that's weird, and that I don't know if that's me being self-conscious at all, but like it's just weird.
I can't lie. I don't believe in the bro code at all. Like at all, bro. I had a situation where I had somebody I was friends with, and he dated his girl for I don't know 6-7 months, and I was being toxic. This is right when COVID hit. It was like May of 2020. And they've been broken up for about a year, maybe a little bit less than a year. And I hit her up because, lockdown.
Free game, I guess.
Lockdown, too. And she said she was down. And I was like, fuck. But then I can't lie. I felt so shitty. I just, just let it dissolve. And I ended up telling my friend because I felt guilty as fuck. And yeah.
He was mad?
Yeah.
See, he didn't show it, but he was pretty pissed.
I have a crazy story about something very similar to that. So, one of my best friends, closest friends, was talking to this girl. They weren't dating, they talked for like a couple months.
Yeah.
They went to Pittsburgh a couple times. And on one of those times they went to Pittsburgh, they invited other friends, so like me and a couple other friends. Well, when we decided to go to Pittsburgh, they were saying like, where do you guys want to meet at beforehand? So they're like, I was like, you guys can meet at my house. We just leave from my crib. And they're like, okay, yeah, that's cool. So they all come to my house, and this girl just starts like freaking out, and it's because she actually smoked something, and got anxious, and as we were at the restaurant that we waited 45 minutes for, to get
Yeah.
our table, right when we got there, that's literally right when we got our food, that's when it started happening.
Oh shit.
And she was like, I need to leave, I need to go home. So, like, we didn't even get our food, we just left.
Shit.
Did you guys have to pay?
No, we didn't, I mean, we didn't pay. So, we left, we went home, and, well, they didn't go home, they just went back to his house, and she ended up, like, laying in his bed, and she was cool. But, she, like, ended up texting me, she was like, oh, you're cool, like meeting you and stuff.
Oh fuck.
And I was like, oh, like, yeah, you were cool too, you know? Like,
Right.
sweet.
Yeah.
And then my friend that was talking to her was like, oh, like, there's stuff happening between us. And I was like, I was always his hype man, you know? So I was like, dude, like, I'll talk to her. Because I always talk to girls for him.
Yeah.
As well, you
It's
know?
true. I could contest.
Right.
Dave
Just to
does.
help him out. Yeah.
Yeah, Dave does do
So
that.
I would like help him like say whatever, and since she messaged me privately, I mentioned like, oh, like Luke is sweet, like whatever. And what ended up happening was she ended up liking me
Oh.
because of what I had, and because she
Ooh.
came to my house,
Oh.
and she liked my house, and she liked what I could offer her, and she was like, oh, we should do this sometime. And I was like, that's weird, like,
Right.
my boy is talking to you,
Right.
you know? So I call him on the phone, and I'm like, yo, like, I want to tell you this, like, right now, like, before anything else happens, like, she just said this to me, you know? And then I tell him a couple other stuff that she's been sending me and talking to me about, and he's just like, oh, like, because he's torn because, like, he likes her, you know?
He feels disrespected.
And I'm like, dude, like, bruh, like, look at what she said.
Yeah.
And I guess he was talking to her, he was talking to me, he was talking to her, right, separately, obviously. And she told him another story, and she was, like, saying, like, I wanted to hang out and stuff like that. And I was like, bro, I have messages, like, I have receipts.
Yeah.
She doesn't have receipts.
Yeah.
Like, I'm showing you the receipts. And he's like, yeah, that's true, but, like, I don't know what to feel, blah, blah, blah. I end up going to his house and stuff. And then his, like, mom comes on. She's, like, calling me a horrible person. She's like, oh, you're the most horrible person, all this, blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm the worst friend ever.
She obviously liked the girl.
Yeah, and she's like, she called me on the phone, and she did that in person, too.
Who?
Well, she called me on the phone first. She was like, fuck you, like, I hope you never, like, you deserve nothing, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, straight up, like, absolutely insulting me.
Wait, who said this to you?
The dude's mom.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
And I'm like, look, you have nowhere to be saying these things. Like, that's rude as fuck.
How old are
Like,
you at the time?
I was 19. I was like, you have no right to be saying these things to me. Why are you even calling me on the phone?
Yeah.
You know? Like, none of that, first of all, none of that even happened. She's lying. I gave
Right.
this dude the receipts. I showed him everything that happened. I even
Yeah.
called him,
Yeah.
you know? And she was like, oh, I don't give a fuck, blah, 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 blah. And then I was like, all right, like, I'm getting off the phone. I'm not going to argue with, like, a mom. You know?
No.
Like, I'm getting off the phone. Bye.
Like, she's
That's
like,
childish on her
like
part.
she's like 25 years
Yeah.
older. What the hell?
Yeah. So I end up getting off the phone, and he ends up like believing her, and I'm like, dude, like, what the fuck? We've been friends for 10 plus years.
Right.
You know? Like, let's talk about this in person, at least, you know. And he's like, oh, whatever. Like, I guess you can come talk about it right now. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna come. So I drove there, and he has all the other boys there, right? Like all of our other friends, and I go inside, and then they bring it up, and it's like everybody's just targeting me, you know? Like,
Really?
he said this shit in front of all of my other friends that were there and made them all believe that certain thing happened. And it was like they're all just lost a whole bunch of respect for me. You know?
Really?
Obviously, you're going to lose respect for somebody if somebody says something like that. So I don't blame him.
Yeah.
But, like, he brought that up in front of all of my friends without even talking to me in private about it first. And it was wrong. you
Of
know?
course, yeah.
So I was like, dude, like, come on, dude. Like, let's go talk about this outside and let me, like, show you everything.
Yeah.
And he was like, all right, whatever. So we walked down the road for, like, 30 minutes, and I showed him everything. I was like, dude, obviously I would never do that.
Of course.
Showed him all the receipts. There's literally proof that I had. Proof.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, like, not even to mention the fact that I never saw her outside of me seeing you. Like, I
Right.
never had her come over. I never did anything with her.
Right.
she asked me to do things with her outside of you, and I called you and I told you, like, why would I do that? No, I wouldn't. I told you about it.
Right.
Like, fuck off.
That's like bro code to its fullest.
Yeah,
I feel like.
exactly.
Like, what if you were in his shoes? What would you want?
Not to mention, I also hyped him up to her. I told her, I was like, yo, like, you shouldn't, like, this dude's cool, like, all this stuff.
I don't know, bro. It seems like he was self-conscious about it.
I mean, for sure.
Had
he
been
was.
self-conscious.
Yeah, it's like, damn, like, I feel like he looked down on you. He was
He
like,
did,
oh
for
my
sure.
gosh,
And it was
Dave
terrible.
Dave can get her and not me. And then, like, to even tell your mom about that, like, I don't know, I'm 22, like, even, like, the past 4 years, like, if a girl turns me down, I'm not going to go tell my mom about it.
No.
I might not even tell the boys about it, for real. That might just be my ego, but, like,
It's just, I felt very disrespectful.
there's so many girls, it's just, like, why even stress about it?
I don't tell anybody. I just shoot. Like
It's just like sports, man.
But,
You,
like, in
Exactly.
front of
you
all
fuck
of
up
our
on one
friends-
play, you just run it again.
Like, in
Yeah.
front of all of my friends.
Or you
like, too.
critique it a
Like, he's
little
gonna do
bit.
that in front of all my
Yeah.
friends. I never got to the same level, like, of friendship back with him. You know, like, we're cool now.
Do I know
I'm
him?
not gonna hold anything
the
against
scars
him.
are there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hold anything against him, but yeah, the scars are there. Like,
Do I know him,
I'm
Dave?
not gonna. No, I mean, probably not.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna respect. Like, I'm not gonna try and recreate a friendship with him if he was willing to believe that, and even though he like, even if he was right, like, that's still fucked up what he did.
Yeah.
But like, he wasn't right, and he knew he wasn't right, and like, it sucks because now we can never be friends how we were. And it also brings everybody else in our friendship, like, that were there.
Yeah.
They all lowered their respect for me, even though it wasn't true. And then, like, they found out it was true, but still they have that tainted
Yeah.
level of respect for me.
It's fucked up when you have like a close friend like that, and then you're all hanging out, and then for whatever reason the friendship.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I feel. Have
Years,
you
bro.
had that? I've had that,
I'm
and
in that
it
shit right now.
10 years.
it sucks. Like, one of my friends, I was probably like 7th grade till, like, I don't know, I'd probably say like 2 years ago, we were like best friends, and then it kind of like sizzled out, like, because when you grow up, you know, you're into different stuff and you think differently, and you have different friends, and like, you obviously carry yourself a little bit differently, and it's like, you have all that past, and like, still so much in common, but like, those few little things set you apart so much, and it's just like, you kind of just go your separate ways, like, you know, Fast and Furious, that ending. It's just as sad as that ending, and I think about that all the time. Like,
It's
obviously
sad, but
I
it
have that
happens.
one friend, but like, there's multiple friends, like, in different instances, and it's just like, damn, like, how would my life be right now if that was still my best friend?
My situation is like, we had this big friend group, right?
Mm-hmm.
But me and the other dude, for, you know, reasons that I don't care to mention right now, you know, had like a falling out, and I feel like everybody in that friend group had to pick a side. So, and it sucks, because like, the people that I wasn't really good friends with, that we still hung out with because it was because of him, like, I don't really talk to them anymore.
Yeah, it sucks, like, when it's over petty stuff, and then you'll see each other out, and it's just like, they don't even say what's up to you, or they do, and you know it's fake, and you're just like, damn.
Yeah, he still says what's up. I say what's up, but it's
It
not
sucks.
ever gonna be how it is.
Yeah.
Or how it was.
And then, you know, people move and stuff like that. It's just different now.
Yeah, but then again, life is too short to have like beefs like that. Like, I don't even know if I have.
Exactly.
I'm not even in a beef. It's just weird. It's like a funk.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't know if it's healthy for me to be back in like a friendship like that again. You know what I mean? Like, with that
Yeah.
person.
Just move on.
Exactly. Yeah, you have
Just
to.
kind of got to cut it off. It is what it is.
8 billion people.
8 billion. So they
Sure,
say.
there's another one that you can make friends with.
Yeah, I mean, it's really easy for me to make friends. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, it's fucked up. When you have like that person that you have like this history with, like your dude, you know, like one of your boys.
It's kind of crazy though too, because you think about it, like, obviously we're like college age kids.
right.
So the friends that you make after high school, I feel like you probably have more in common with them because it's a larger pool of people that you're choosing from. So it's more catered to, like, I like this guy because of this, and like, we have this in common. In high school, I went to a smaller high school, so like, obviously the people that you're friends with at that school, there's not that many to choose from.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Definitely.
So like, you might have more in common, or like more, you know what I'm trying to say.
Plus, I don't know if you guys share this in common with me too, but I feel like sometimes you could get burnt out by certain people that you're friends with.
Oh,
Yeah, I feel you too. Like,
Yeah.
if you see the same person every day, I've never like lived with one of my friends, but I
Yeah,
feel like I wouldn't want to, just because like
You
I
find
wouldn't want our friendship to be ruined over that, or like the burnout. Like,
Yeah,
you see him every single day.
I don't know.
You see him every single day.
When you're with somebody like that, like you said, every single day, you see all their like positives and negatives, but you see the negatives, you see the flaws.
Yeah.
So like sometimes the flaws like annoy the hell out of you. You know what I mean?
For me, like I live with my girlfriend now. Like that was a huge step to like move in with her.
Yeah.
Like take all my stuff there. It's like on my bad days, man. Like when I'm not having a good day, long day at work, long workout, might not be hitting some bets. It's just like you still got to keep your cool. You got to be respectful, and you know.
What's that like, being with, like, your significant others, like, living with them?
I mean, so we both work full-time.
Okay.
She's a college student, too, but it's the summer, so live an hour away from here. I work here, so, I mean, it's tough as far as time management, so you only have a couple hours a day, so to fit stuff in, fit a workout in, you might miss it some days. The time you do have together, you know, you just got to try not to bring outside stuff in.
Yeah.
I have trouble doing that sometimes. Like I said, you know, might not be in the best mood because of work. You know, I'm in a people's business. I deal with people every single day.
Exactly.
You know, the hour drive too makes me tired. Like sometimes get home, it's 9 or 10 o'clock, and you know you work all day, work out, you're tired, you want to go to sleep, but like you feel like that's not fair to them when they want to see you and spend time with you.
Exactly.
Like it's sick. It sucks. Because you're dating that person, you want to make them feel satisfied every day.
Yeah.
But sometimes that's just not how it is.
The external stuff, so like people around you, like family, friends, what do they think? Were they like supportive or were they not?
So I lived with my grandpa before this.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously I feel like it was weird for him. So this is the first time he's ever living like by himself. Like my grandma passed away a couple years ago, and then it was just me and him that lived there. So this is like the first time he's ever like lived by himself. I feel like he's probably like thinks it's a little like sad. I don't know, weird, whatever. And my mom, I mean, she just wants me to be happy either way. So I'm sure she supports it. And then like everybody else, my friends, I feel like they don't like it as much because I'm not obviously not around and don't go out and do stuff anymore. Could ask Dave. He's one of the boys.
Yeah, he's gone a lot.
I'm gone a lot, but I try to make time.
It's the first time I've seen him in a minute.
I seen him yesterday at the gym, but whatever.
I mean, other than the gym, like that's not socializing.
Yeah.
It's just we coincidentally been there.
I like that though, because I just seen one of my like old friends. He just got married over the weekend, and he's gonna be living with his girlfriend for the first time, and they're getting married. I think that for most people, it's like a surprise. It's like an eye opener. So I lived with we started moving in together like 3 months after dating, so really, really soon.
Yeah, very soon.
But think about it.
And I have no filter, and I'm kind of a dickhead sometimes. So like she has to deal with that, and I have to deal with the repercussions of her, you know, dealing with that.
Yeah. Do you want to live with someone?
So me, as of now, no.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Because like for me, like I want to take as much of my free time as possible and relish it all. When you get married, it's like.
So there are perks, though.
What are the perks?
She does my laundry. You know, she cleans, like, obviously, girls take stuff a little different. So the room is always clean. The laundry's done all the time.
Now, do you ever get in a
That's
situation where there's like a crumb on the counter, and she just is just irate and just chews you out?
So she's still in college. So we have 2 roommates. And sometimes they don't, you know, wash their dishes or This is the part that actually makes it stressful. So we have 2 other people. They went to her high school. You know, they're her best friends. So when they fuck up, girls do this all the time. She doesn't yell at them.
Right.
Who does she come to? Pissed off.
Because you're the man.
Yeah, I'm the man, and I live there too. And she's like, "Oh my God, like they did this. I can't wait to move out." Blah blah blah. And it's just like. What am I supposed to say?
Yeah.
It's just like, I mean, we got a year left, and then that's all. We just got to make it.
Yeah.
And like sometimes I'll like clean up some stuff, but like, I mean, for the most part, they might leave some dishes in the sink or might leave some stuff on the counter, but like other than that, like it's not that big. It's not that deep.
I gotcha.
But like, I mean, I've never lived with a girl before, like other than my family, like my parents and stuff. So she puts in work for me.
Of course, I have to ask you all the questions. So, like, pooping, what's that like?
So when I first went there, so like, obviously before I even was dating her, it was weird. It's like, I fucking turned the sink on. I started playing TikTok real loud because it's like, oh my god, like this is embarrassing.
Yeah, what if it's a loud one?
Yeah, it's like this is embarrassing. And then, like you said, I've never seen her be in the bathroom so long. I still don't think girls poop.
They don't.
Like I live with 2 or 3 of them, and I've never seen one of them. It's kind of crazy, but like it's tough. Like the whole bathroom situation. There's 2 bathrooms, so 2 and 2, but it's different.
Huh.
My phone's ringing right now.
Go ahead.
She's
You can
calling.
answer if you want. Okay.
On the pod.
Yeah,
answer.
Hello, you're live on the podcast.
You can put it on speaker if you want.
You want to be on? I'll put it on the speaker. We're talking right now about our living situation and how girls don't poop. No, I was just telling them about how you take your roommates out on me sometimes, but it's all cool, good vibes. You want to answer a question on the podcast on speaker?
What's the question?
You guys want to come up with a question?
Yeah, I'm sure we can come up with
Yeah.
All right, I'm putting you on speaker.
Oh my god, I'm scared.
Okay, so Luke here. So we've been talking about this kind of off and on the podcast. Do girls truthfully, and you have to answer this truthfully, do you like assholes or do you like nice guys? And if you like assholes, then what can nice guys do to, I guess, seal the deal?
Oh my god, he asks me this all the time. I think, like, if someone's like an actual asshole, like all the time, then no.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, what if it's like off and on?
Yeah, because that like makes you think like, oh, well, they're like nice sometimes to me.
Okay, now here's my scenario. So back in February, months ago, I knew this girl for a little bit, and we kind of hit it off, and probably like a week later, I bought her Starbucks. Was that too soon? Because I got curved right after.
He like took it to class.
I think it just depends. Like I feel like usually when girls say like they don't like guys because they're nice, it's just because they don't like them. Like they don't like the guy.
Well, she never said that, but it kind of implied like that. But the thing was like,
Yeah.
we like hit it up. We were talking for like an hour and a half, and like she was eye fucking. Like it was a legit thing. We FaceTimed. Like, what did I do?
It's probably just too soon. Like, I feel like I feel like if a girl likes a guy and he would do that.
Well, what I told
She
him,
would like it, but if she didn't like him, she'd be like, oh, that's weird.
I told him he should have took her to Starbucks, like the actual coffee shop.
And she might, I don't know.
I
But that's
definitely.
just like a date.
I
Still
definitely
never met your girlfriend.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I
It's
definitely
crazy,
went
Grace.
too
That's
soon.
crazy.
I went too soon.
She doesn't know
Yeah,
about
too.
Dave.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you after we're done. We're probably gonna be wrapping it up soon.
Yeah, pretty soon.
Yeah, an hour or so.
Okay.
All right. Bye. I love you.
Another question. You, as the person in relation, I mean, if you could say this kid if you want. When is the perfect time to say I love you? Do you just feel it, or is it like a time?
Okay. So for me, I feel like it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
I feel like respectfully, you have to wait a little bit just because it's like to yourself.
Yeah.
It's like, what does that word mean to you? Like, obviously, if you say it like we did in middle school, like, you don't really love that girl. Like,
Yeah.
what is love to you? And, like, I waited a while. And I actually waited till she said it to me first. It was like, I think it was after I asked her to be my girlfriend. So it was like 2 months after knowing each other. Took her to Aquapazzo. Hit it off. Went back to the apartment. Had some wine or whatever, and then asked her to be my girlfriend, whatever. And then she told I think it was that day. I'm kind of foggy, but yeah.
You think you could, in 2 months, figure out if you love someone or not?
I think so.
That's
Yeah.
quick. That's
2
too
months.
quick.
2 months.
You don't know all those things that
After-
they don't show anyone.
yeah,
you know?
Yeah. But it's like after so long, you pick up on it fast. The more every girl you
Yeah.
talk to, every girl you meet, you're just seeing. You're like, boom, you're filtering out. Picture it like
Yeah.
water, like Sand, water, and gold. You're filtering to get the gold. So eventually, like, every girl you talk to, you're like, okay, I like this about her. You like this about her. And then when one girl has multiple of those things and treats you good, does all these things, offers you, like, a place to stay, does all this stuff, it's like, damn, bro. Like, when you can sit down and you're like, damn, I finally found, like, the one. Or I found one that makes me feel like this. Like how Luke was saying, like, how that girl made him feel special. Yeah. It's like, when that girl makes you feel that way, you're like, damn. Like, no, like you think no girl can make me feel like this right now.
Till you get curved.
I mean, it starts somewhere.
Heart fracture. Tiny heart fracture.
And, like, for me, it was like...
I don't think you can tell a girl that you love her. Like,
I never told her. I thought, oh, no. I'm scared of that word, man.
Yeah, it's a scary word, dude.
Me too. I've only ever told it to 2 girls, so...
One girl. Obviously, you know. My mom.
Yeah, other than, like, my family. Yeah, 2 girls. Dated them both.
One girl. In hindsight, I don't think I loved her. But I said it.
Yeah.
It's better than saying it and not meaning it, though.
Yeah.
I thought I meant it.
And I feel like we all have different definitions for love, you know what I mean? And different different levels.
Once again, you love the idea.
The idea was definitely there. But I don't know, bro. My fault.
Oh, you're cool.
I don't know, bro. Like, what's your definition of love? What does that mean to you?
So, love, it's like... I feel like it's a feeling.
Okay.
It's a feeling. So, like... You played football. This might be corny, but I loved football. Like, when I would walk out there to the feeling of a Friday night, bro, like, it made me feel like something else that I haven't felt in my life ever. And it's like, when it was over, I felt like I got broke up with, bro. Like, when I quit playing football my freshman year in college, I felt like, damn, like, I felt like I lost a part of my life. Huh. And it was like, I really felt like I love that. And I think I look at girls the same way. Huh. So, like, I obviously love my girlfriend. Right. And it's just like, without her, a small piece of me is probably going to be gone.
Yeah.
But, like, the older you get, I feel like you could handle it a little better and better.
And you can kind of get that piece back, too, with time.
Yeah. Yeah, but, like, love is love.
Yeah. People
love their jobs. People love, like, they love a lot of stuff,
That's
bro.
That's true.
That's what makes you you. What you love is you.
Yeah.
See, I feel like love is loyalty. It's what would you drop to be there for them? No matter what.
Okay.
If you love someone, you drop anything else to be there for them.
That's a good definition.
I think that's a good analogy, especially, like, how I did it with football, because, like, as corny and cliche as it sounds, I would give up a lot of stuff to just play one last game. Like,
What do you think, Dave?
I don't know, dude.
I want to hear your definition. You've been quiet on this subject.
You obviously love your family.
Yeah.
I think love is unconditional.
Okay.
It's subjective, too.
I think love is like if you love someone or something, then you don't care about any of the negatives that it might bring.
Or the repercussions, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So say that, I know a lot, me never, but, like, I know friends, they'll be dating a girl. And maybe their parents or the other parents, they'll be like, nah, I don't want this to happen.
Yeah.
And then you love that girl. They say you love that girl so much, you don't care. You're going to do whatever it takes to go see that girl.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're jumping through hoops just to even hang out with this girl when you could be effortlessly hanging out with somebody else that might be better looking, that might be more available, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, they love them that much. They're jumping through the hoops, like, fighting the repercussions.
I feel like another thing is, though, when you get, like, a situation when a parent says, oh, you can't do this, you can't date this
Obviously,
person.
we're older now and everything.
Right, but back then, you put yourself in a 16, 15-year-old situation.
Even like 17.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it just drives you to want to do it more.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, it's like when you're a kid and they're like, don't do that, and you just want to do it.
I wouldn't call that love.
No, I don't think that feeling is love.
Yeah.
Love is, like you said, unconditional and
subjective.
It's up to interpretation.
Yeah.
Exactly. It just depends. I think it's definitely unconditional. I kind of agree with Tom. You said though, like he's talking about like drop everything for this person. So like hypothetically, if and I hope, knock on wood, that I don't ever have an unplanned pregnancy. Shout out to like all of the mothers and the fathers that are raising their kid that had an unplanned pregnancy. Like crazy. You know what I mean? Because they could opt to not be in the picture.
Yeah.
But anyway, like, if I was willing to drop everything, bro, like, drop out, say that happens, I would have to drop everything to provide and help help this girl as much as I can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
But
your
at that
life.
point-
That's time
Yeah.
away from your life.
And I
Like,
feel like
that's huge.
yeah.
Time is priceless.
I feel like that's love, not only for the woman in that situation, but also for the kid. Obviously.
I would agree.
And then you look back to
I
what
would
he
say
said.
I would also do
Loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
that, like, in a large percentage because I would love my kid.
Yeah, exactly. I don't understand, bro, how some of these deadbeat dads can just, like, I don't even know. I have a couple in my family, not, like, my father, obviously, but, like, a couple people in my family that's happened. It's like...
It makes no sense.
How?
Like, I grew up without a dad, and it's just, like, my whole life. Like, I had father figures and stuff, but it's just, like, damn, like, I can't be that guy. You know what I mean?
It's so fucked up.
And
my sister's kid's dad left, so like I got to see that shit.
And that motivates you. You're like, I want to be a great dad.
I was literally, it felt like the dad to my nephew.
Yeah.
You know, like I wanted him to not grow up without a father.
Like
figure.
growing up my whole life, I was like, man, I want to be a good dad.
Yeah.
And I've grown up. All my friends had dads, and it was just like, damn. Like, obviously, I had a killer grandpa, good dude. My mom, her boyfriend's a really good guy.
Yeah.
Takes care of my family or whatever. So, like, growing up, all these guys got dads, and I'm just like, damn, bro. I have a little brother. He's 13. I try to, I don't want to say I'm like a father figure in his life because his dad's in his life, helps him out, does dad shit. I just want to make sure he's on the right path to do great things.
Be a role model.
Yeah, role model, just help him out. Like,
yeah.
Obviously, I didn't have an older brother growing up. Dave, I know Dave had an older brother or whatever, but like,
yeah,
that's clutch. It really is.
It was
especially like if
really
you grow up
clutch.
Same school, same everything. Like they really could
And it was
just give you the
different.
keys, bro.
It was different for me because like my dad, like I have a great dad, but he's like such a traditional dad that he didn't really play a large like role emotionally or like was like there, you know what I mean? More so supportive and like allowed my family to build up what it has. So I really did rely mostly on my brother.
Yeah.
And it was crazy because like I wanted to be him and do things that he did and like things that he liked, and I did. But like there was a point when he moved off to college and
it's weird. It's that weird like period.
Like he moved out, I was 12 years old,
Oh wow.
And when he moved out, my mom and dad got divorced, so my dad moved away, and my sister got pregnant the same year, and then she moved out, and it was just like I was just living with my mom. It was just me and my mom. So
I think
like a big change.
That role model thing is big in life. Like my cousin, he was like my older brother. Like we were always around each other. I always looked up to him. Like he's the reason I played sports. Like growing up, obviously he was a year older than me, and I was always watching him. I'm like, damn, I want to play sports.
Yeah.
Like we both played baseball. We both played football. We both did all these things.
Yeah.
And it was like my talented athletic career was really because of this guy. And like I owe that to him.
Because like when you have somebody that's there that you look up to as a role model and like as a stable figure that's there for you for the best that you could be, like you're gonna want to like things that they like.
You can even learn
and be good at
from their mistakes too. I think that's huge.
Yeah.
I think my brother, I'm excited for him to learn from my mistakes.
Yeah.
He's a talented athlete, and what I did with my college route, chose to go to a bigger school and turn down some lower level scholarships to go be a preferred walk on. Like my brother, like I'm gonna give him the tools. Like don't make the same mistakes I did.
Yeah.
I think we have an active caller coming.
Go ahead, put him on.
Whenever he calls in, we'll just So.
We're kind of in like some kind of like deep emotional shit. So yeah.
Oh, he's calling.
Oh, perfect.
Right, here we go.
Let's lighten the mood.
Hello.
Hello?
Do you have a question for the podcast? This is the Luke Pipala show.
Yeah, put him on
Welcome.
Yeah, I had written a question down earlier.
We would love to discuss your question on the air. Go ahead.
It's like a multi-level question, so I'll just ask the first one first.
Yeah, just ask the first question first. We'll dive into that, and then we'll go from there.
All right. Would you consider Andrew Tate a modern-day philosopher?
Okay.
I mean, here's the thing. You could consider him a philosopher if that's what you believe, but I feel like he's kind of like a modern day troll, just like kind of sophisticated.
Okay, so like what I think is he says stuff to get a reaction.
Mm-hmm.
So like why can't we do that? because I mean we don't have like a big platform like him, but
Yeah.
I feel like there's millions of people doing what he does on TikTok. He just blew up
Yeah.
because he has bread.
I think he takes some of the most controversial topics and issues
and takes the
in
side
modern
away
day.
from the public.
Well, he dives deeper into the other perspective.
Yeah. Sometimes
And
he's just
bring,
ignorant.
He
though.
does bring
Yeah.
some good points sometimes.
No, he was ignorant. I remember, like, they said,
He's
he was
super
asked,
ignorant.
like, if you have a kid, what would you do if he was gay? And he said some, like, dumbass
He said he
shit.
would like fight him or something.
Yeah, like some awful
uh,
shit.
He's like super egotistical. I
Yeah.
don't know, like,
Yeah, I don't know.
and especially with girls and stuff. I don't know any girl that like likes his content at all.
Nobody does.
I
No-
think
no
that's
girl.
because so you look at the media, right? All of the modern day mainstream media, it is centered around boosting minority and underserved populations,
Yeah,
and it's more so based on just boosting their voice up and saying that is the right thing.
Trying to make everything right that was wrong. Trying
so
to make it
honestly,
wrong.
with him,
Even they're just activists.
Yeah.
They're active. They want to
Yeah.
change. They want to bring change. But I think that he realizes and brings attention to some of the things that people don't voice their opinions on. Because I think there's a lot of males out there that
Yeah.
really don't voice their opinions on things, and that's
Or-
because it's a male thing to do. Like
Yeah.
men aren't just gonna go on social media and just voice their opinion.
all right, I have like a
Or-
topic he talked about. I want to bring up.
if they do, they're kind of looked down upon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because it's the mind. At that point, when there's such a large voice on one topic and like one thing is the right thing to do, if a man comes in and says the opposite or tries to give his opinion on the matter,
Yeah.
it's like we don't validate your opinion.
Yeah, if he doesn't go with the status quo.
Yeah, exactly.
Go ahead.
So he said in the one video, I actually sent this to my girlfriend. He was like, if your girlfriend doesn't improve your social status, then what is she doing? And I thought about it. Obviously, I don't agree with many of his takes. They're
Yeah.
kind of crazy.
I think.
But this one I thought about. I was like, all right, that makes sense. Like, when you take a girl out, obviously everybody wants a good-looking girl, but like, she has to improve your social status. Like, you wanna be here.
When you say social status, what do you mean?
So like the way he put it is like, so say you walk into somewhere and everybody looks at you. The difference between you having like a good-looking girlfriend or an ugly girlfriend, they're like, damn, Luke's doing all right. Or they'll look and they'll be like, damn, what's Luke doing?
Yeah.
Or like your social media, like.
Yeah.
You don't see cats like Odell having ugly girlfriends.
No,
And, like,
you're right. It definitely.
they got the
plays-
blue checks too.
It plays a part.
Like you want her to be on your level. Like if you say your social status is good, you want her to be on your level.
Yeah.
So like.
I think it's wrong to try to like look for a girl just to improve your social status.
Yeah, I think that is too.
That can't
That makes
be-
you look dumb.
It makes you look shallow. I feel like that can't be the first.
I think what he was talking when he meant like you want to find a girl equal to better. You don't want a girl to like bring you
Yeah,
down.
I agree.
I think he brings up a lot of good points, and I think it's good that like this group of people has a voice.
Yeah.
Because there was no voice before that, was there?
No, would you call him a alternative media? I wouldn't even call him that. I'd just call him like a TikToker.
Yeah, he's just.
He doesn't even have one. He relies on other people to and
No.
other teams. Yeah, he doesn't have one.
Wow.
He has a Twitter, I believe, but
Actually, he has. So his course, the main thing in his course is if you get someone else to sign up to it, you get like 10 to 15%, I think, of
It's
it.
a Ponzi
So
scheme.
the only way to sell that shit, it's a pyramid scheme.
Pyramid scheme.
The
Yeah.
only way to
Oh, I'm sure
sell
there's-
it is to market it by posting his clips.
No shit.
Clips, like
And
getting.
every person that posts clips of him, you click on their TikTok right there. It's the link.
Uh-huh.
You could open your For You page right
I
now
think-
and he'll be on there
I think
saying
any
some crazy shit.
influencer and I see a lot of people on Instagram actually that have like some crazy deep pyramid schemes, like especially with like insurance, like life insurance.
Yeah, bro. My
see a
two
bunch.
friends were in a pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
It revolved around crypto and trading like Forex. I actually had them on the podcast a while back. Anthony Colarossi and Austin Maynard.
Mm.
And they tried to get out, and he was like super pissed, the guy. And the guy lives in like Texas or some shit. But I even talked to the guy because they tried to get me in it first. I was like,
Pyramid schemes are weird, man, because
Yeah,
it's
bro.
like it's almost like a cult.
Yeah, it is.
So, like, you know those nutrition shops all around. Like, I have friends that own them, and I've talked to them and everything, but it's like, so, like, you start here, and then you sell the stuff and work in the stores, and eventually you get to, like, this level, and they allow you to open a store, and then you get to this level, and then you can go on vacations, and then you get to this level, and, like, do all this stuff. But it's like...
I mean, that's how businesses operate.
Yeah, these are the same people that are using performance-enhancing supplements, drugs.
You're talking about the guy from Colombia?
I'm just talking about all of them. Like, they're fucking yoked.
Yeah.
They're not taking Herbalife, the same shit your grandma's drinking.
Yeah, and like, I remember...
And that's what they're selling to you.
These, like, Youngstown Nutrition, for example, I don't want to call them out, but I used to go to Nash Dog to train.
Yeah.
So Chad Nash, he was, like, the head of the gym. He moved to Columbus because his protein bar whole company took off. So he's there now, and he's solely dedicated to that. But, like, I remember him saying, like, talking shit on Twitter, like, this isn't what you want to put into, like, if this is a quote-unquote nutritional, like, place, like, the shit you're putting in, the ingredients, as somebody who's obviously in that space, making, like, protein bars, but, like, they're healthy. He's like, that's not, like, good for you.
So, like, the main thing they put in it, it's, like, so soy, like, most people don't know about soy. Like, it kills your testosterone. It, like, boosts your estrogen. It does, like, a lot of negative stuff for, like, especially if you're trying to get fit for, like, bodybuilding. Yeah. Like, most people that really care and track their macros, do all that stuff, are bodybuilders. So it's like, I mean, why would you drink this soy drink, this fruity pebble drink?
Yeah. All right. Not to stray too far from the questioning, but Nick, you mentioned you have some follow-up questions.
What were the follow-up questions?
Give me 1 sec.
He's been on the phone for almost 8 minutes. My fault,
So
bro.
you know how there's like, in like social media, like everyone right now is talking about like masculinity and like how to enhance like your physical form and your mental form.
Right.
Are we right now experiencing something similar to a mental revolution, much like the Enlightenment?
Could you dive deeper into that question, like expand on it a little bit more?
So basically, the Enlightenment back in the whatever, it was like the idea of changing how you think.
Okay. I think I know where he's going with this.
Yeah.
So, like,
what do you think, Dbake?
So I feel like on social media, especially TikTok, has boosted this. Everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. Everybody wants to be in great physical shape. All these things because all those people are successful. Yeah. You don't see many rich fat people. You don't see many guys getting the girls that are out of shape. But like the main thing is people don't want to work for somebody else. Everybody wants to hustle and get after it. Yeah. So they're looking at these ways to improve themselves to be able to become successful. We've all seen the videos where the people wake up and they're showing their clock and it's 5 a.m. and they're taking a cold shower, going to the gym, eating breakfast. Like, the successful people don't have time to take videos and do that stuff.
Yeah, but
they're putting on a front.
Are those people, like, is that legit? Or are, like, is the apartment that they're in, the high rise that with the great view, is that rented? And the car, the Bugatti that they have, Lamborghini, whatever the case may be, is that rented? Is it
I feel like the successful people really aren't going out of their way to post these videos. It's just like social media is like a lens where everybody's living their best life. You don't see people depressed on there doing bad, like, asking for help. It's just everybody flexing about it. Like,
we talked about this on the last podcast, ironically. Like, Snapchat is just for people, like, to flex, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I've caught myself doing that, and I'm like, okay, that's toxic. Like, I mean, we both own businesses. Yeah. You know, we both are, 21, 22 years old. Like, that's great. That's awesome. Exactly. There's 21-year-olds that don't know what to do with their lives yet. Yeah. But it's like, in my head, it's like, all right, I should be wanting to achieve newer heights and do more things. And social media is kind of toxic because I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, all right, I'm already doing better than most. Yeah. And it's like, you should be like, all right, I'm not doing enough.
Yeah. I think there's another meaning behind the question that Nick is trying to ask. I think he's going more towards, is the masculinity mindset something that will dominate the incoming years of mentality? Is it going to lead to an enlightenment era of time where people are going to start
I feel like
accepting their masculinity?
so
I don't know.
we'll say like just going around on the street and just like at bars and stuff, like at the mall, I don't honestly see too many people at like looking masculine. I see corny dudes wearing V-lone shirts, skinny jeans. Like, there's not too many people that are waking up like eating, breathing testosterone to me. Like besides Andrew Tate, there's not many other guys saying shit like that,
But like,
acting
if you think
like
about
that.
it, like if you think about it, like back in time, not long ago, like 50 years ago, like men were different.
Yeah.
Okay, and you know why? It's because fucking right here, fucking plastics. There's these things called phthaloids. Anyway, basically, it's all this like processed shit. So like your styrofoam plates, I believe, your plastic plates, those frozen dinners that you heat up in the microwave with the plastic.
A lot of stuff kills your testosterone.
That shit, yes, bro. It not only for men.
Receipts.
Yes.
That was a thing I seen. One of my boys, because I'm like trying to get back into shape, do all this stuff. I posted like this one little thing on Snap or Instagram, and he was like, "Hey, bro, look up receipts," and like it knocks down your testosterone and boosts estrogen. Estrogen obviously is what like females get, like, and if you get your estrogen levels high, you could get like gyno, a couple other things, like not shit you want as a male, especially, you know, what he's talking about, a really masculine male.
I don't know. I feel like I would attribute most of the decline in masculinity and testosterone nowadays because of social media and electronics and being behind a screen all day and not being outside and being physical, hands-on, face-to-face. People aren't face-to-face anymore.
Okay.
It used to be school, like, do you go to school, right? Everything would be talked out person to person. If you wanted to deal with something, if you wanted to solve something, you'd solve that hand to hand.
Okay, I've been reading this book. I'm almost done with it. It's called The Coddling of the American Mind, and it's basically saying it's based on like how 2013 on like college campuses have been different. Like students have been saying like free speech, for example, you get a speaker that's a little bit more conservative, like a Ben Shapiro or a Jordan Peterson, somebody like that, and they often say like this person's harmful, when in reality, like before 2013, like students were never saying that. They would protest, they'd say, you know, whatever, but they never said this is harming me. And basically it goes back to a couple things. One, like you said, social media, kids spending all this time inside in front of a screen. And then it goes deeper. It's because there's this decline of free play. And if you think about it, bro, like hide and seek, for example, right? Like we're supposed to be like predators, right? The human race, we're supposed to be predators. Well, how come nobody wants to be the seeker? Everybody wants to hide.
I feel like social norms are different now too. Everything's way more acceptable.
Yeah.
So like obviously like there's guys that act feminine.
And
that's okay now.
There's no problem with that.
No, I'm not saying that is,
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
back in those masculine times, that stuff wasn't okay.
And it sucks because like if you think about how many dudes ended their life because like they weren't like that, they didn't fit the one size fits all.
And then you really think about it too. It's just like some guys don't fit the masculine mold, but like they're comfortable with their sexuality. They just take care of themselves. You know?
So
like,
who cares?
You know, they do their eyebrows. They know they clip their fingernails. They do all this stuff. They dress nice, and like to some dudes, that's not being masculine because you're not fitting that mold of being.
Yeah.
Your hands are all calloused up, and your boots are all dirty. Like you know. I mean, I got calloused hands from lifting and stuff like that, but like the hard-working blue-collar steel mill guys that scream masculinity.
So I heard this one saying, and it's tough times make tough people. Tough people make easy times make easy people, and easy people make tough times.
Okay, so
Joe Rogan.
Yep, Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan.
What stage are we in? I keep
Most
thinking
definitely
about
we're in
this.
the easy times.
You think we're in the easy times?
Without a doubt.
I
We
think
live life so easily compared to 10 years, 20 years
Okay.
ago.
So how does life get tougher than this? I feel like we're in a recession right now.
Yeah.
We're in
How
a
does it get
recession.
tougher? We're not at war.
Boy.
We're not
No.
fighting. We're not...
If you think about it, bro, for the last however many years, all of us in here, we've only lived in peacetime. Our country has never been in like a legit war. You could say the Iraq War, the Middle, whatever. But the reality is we're not seeing that shit.
Exactly.
We may have soldiers going over there, but nowadays it's just drone strikes.
I agree.
So like we don't know what it's like to truly have a famine. Or we talked
We're
about
not
this
out there on D-Day.
Yes, we talked
We're
about
not
this.
storming the beach.
Listen, we talked about this on the last podcast, bro. What if there's? I think we did. What if there's a rolling blackout? If you think about it, say New York. Okay, this is apocalyptic, worst case scenario. A city like New York, if there's a rolling blackout and they can't get power for days, months, years even. You saw what happened with COVID. You saw what happened with the lockdowns. Cats were going insane. People were literally throwing bricks into windows of buildings, stealing all this shit because they didn't know what's going to happen, okay? You saw toilet paper.
Yeah.
Toilet paper was gone. So, like, what if this actually happens? Number one, like I said, you're in a big city. You're stacked up. Hypothetically, New York, right? You can't,
Huge.
Right, exactly. There's no power. The city's dark, okay? So you have no power. You no electricity, right? Teslas? Fuck your Tesla. Your Tesla's shit. Okay, so you have that. No refrigeration, right?
It's survival of the fittest at that point.
Exactly. So it's a war zone. So at that point, it's a constant struggle. The whole country is
basically
up in
it's
arms.
Portland, Oregon.
Exactly. But like that was highly politicized. I feel like that was like a small section. I feel like the news just blew that up. But like it could get so much worse. That's one scenario. The other scenario, obviously, climate change. Depending on what you believe in, whatever. I feel like it's real. But like you get a heat wave that kills everything, or it becomes like unbearable. The temperature.
You know, food is a big part too, man.
Exactly.
And
What
like,
about all the farms that's been mysteriously burned down?
no, I've been like, I went to a country school, and a lot of like kids are farmers.
Yeah.
Now. And I seen a lot of stuff with COVID. Like, farmers are just like going out of business.
Bill Gates keeps buying on farmland.
And it's okay. So it's
China.
like we're eating all these processed foods that are boosting our estrogen levels, high cholesterol, making the average American unhealthy. And you look at all these farm-fed people that eat eggs from their farm, meat from their farm, drink water, milk, all that stuff that they aren't buying from the store. They're in great shape.
Yeah.
They're out in the sunlight 24/7. They're working hard. They don't go to the gym.
This kind of makes me want to put on the tinfoil hat.
Nick, is there a
Yeah. Okay.
final part of your question?
Go ahead.
All right. Do you think there's an issue with our government today? And basically, is our government dated? And if it is dated, what can we do to change that?
Oh, holy fuck. There's so much we can do. So, yes, it's dated. There's a huge issue. And here's why. You see all these congressmen, congresswomen, senators, whatever, even presidents, that get in there and they have a message, they have goals, but then they become corrupted by money. You see this with Pelosi, okay? What does Nancy Pelosi... Tommy, what does Nancy Pelosi make per year? Could you, what do you think?
About
Yeah, could you pull that? Yeah, I think it's 200,000, but just to make sure.
Not with her stocks.
Well, hold on. That's what I'm about to say. Because this
She
is
got all that inside information.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to see.
You see, she bought Nvidia stocks back like a year ago.
193,000.
Okay, so Nancy Pelosi makes 193,000 per year, right? What's her net worth? This is where I get pissed a little bit. Enough.
You know how much she made just from that Nvidia
120
share?
million.
Okay, so net worth of 120 million, yet you make 193,000 a year. What is she, 81? You have to think she's been in Congress for like what?
Let's say 40 years.
40 years, okay? We'll say 40 years. That's a light estimate. It could be much more, right? There's no way in hell.
Yeah, that's like what, $5 million? $6 million?
Yeah. And,
How does she go from 6 to 130 million?
Well, exactly. So the whole conspiracy, or I don't know if it's even a conspiracy, I think it's been proven, but her husband keeps making these trades at the exact point when, with different companies, when they know that they're going to pass like some kind of legislation that's going to boost that company. So boom, it's insider trading. You see politicians all over that they don't only participate in insider trading, but they'll take money from places. For example, who was the guy? What's the guy's name? Lindsey Graham, okay? Apparently, and I saw this on like an Instagram post. I tried to find it. I think they deleted it. Lindsey Graham took money from some Chinese-backed company, some China-backed company, when he'll publicly like shit on China and say that we have to keep jobs in America, whatever. And yet he'll turn his back on the people that voted for him, and he'll do something in the best interest of him. So like, to answer your question in short, I'm sorry, like I went all the way, but I'm going to try and bring it back. I think that, is our political system dated? Yeah, in terms of how long that our representatives, our senators can stay in office. I feel like you have to have term limits. And they shouldn't have these lobbyists like tempting them with money just to change their vote. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Because they're not in there for us. It's tough. I don't know how you fix that.
I do think it is a really good system compared to
Third
the
world.
200
Oh, no,
other countries.
I agree, 100%. I agree, but like,
there's definitely room for improvement without a doubt.
yeah.
But like you
But-
said, we've been living easy, man. Like
Exactly.
low key, we're blessed.
No, we're high key.
But like,
Definitely.
yeah, high key, we're blessed. But like, you know, there's guys that walking around talking shit on the government all the time. Like, as 21, 22-year-old guys, it doesn't affect us as much as it affects the people that have seen 5 to 10 presidents. You know, we've seen only a couple. Like, we really don't know how it is all. Like
I mean,
that.
I'm sure that we can all agree that we've been affected by Joe Biden.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Here's what I will say. I agree with that.
A little bit financially, but I'm talking about the people that have actually stuff to lose.
But to go like piggyback on your statement, I don't know if I necessarily agree with that because like you saw what the government did with the lockdowns. They literally said you can't be out past a certain time.
Yeah,
to anybody that own a bar, a restaurant, they literally said fuck you. We don't
Local
give a shit
business.
about you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Local businesses went out of business.
I mean, I was out of work
Wildfire.
from March to May.
Exactly.
So yeah.
You felt that. It's like, how are you as a government entity going to tell somebody that they just don't have, they can't make money, they don't have a means to work? How do you do that? But then you're going to say, oh, here's stimulus money, but don't worry, we're gonna take that back. We're gonna ask for that back. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, it's tough. Luckily, I didn't have too much expenses at the time. But
That's good.
If I had the bills I did now and I had to deal with all that stuff, it would have been a really stressful time for sure. And then you have to like follow all these different guidelines and do all this different stuff when you're paying thousands of dollars worth of bills a month. Like,
there's a lot,
and
of
they're
people
only
that-
giving you $600 a week. It's just like, to some people that's a lot of money, yeah. But to other people, $600 a week, it's like their fucking car payments on these big cars are thousands and thousands of dollars. Obviously, like, I think they thought rich people had a lot of money saved away, but like, more people live paycheck to paycheck than you think.
I was surprised.
But what happened with that? What happened when they gave all these people stimulus and...
It just made our money worth less.
But what happened to the work ethic?
Huh?
What happened to the work ethic?
Well, you see it now, bro. So many people, or back then, when unemployment was still going, so many people would rather just take the unemployment and the stimulus money than work. And
there's still, every business you look, they're still hiring. Sign on bonus, sign out. Like fast food, especially.
Wendy's.
You drive, huh?
Wendy's.
Yeah, you drive past Wendy's, the line's longer than you've ever seen it before.
Exactly.
Because they have 3 people working in there.
And it's still,
Dunkin' Donuts in the morning. Line's
Who wants
long.
to work now if they were making $600 a week? When
They're not anymore, but still.
But I wouldn't blame them. You know what I mean? You can't blame that person.
Yeah.
It's just a crappy system that our government kind of...
But it's like some people think that money can just... Like, our government can just print money and they don't understand.
It's just not how it works.
You see what happened?
Can? What?
Well, without any effect, he's saying.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously they could print money.
2 years, I think
But
we had
80%.
55% inflation, real
Oh, no.
inflation.
I'm not talking about that. I was saying like 80% of the dollars that were printed in the past 2 years. Or no. Out of all the dollars that were printed in the past 2 years,
80%.
it makes up 80% of the dollars that are actually in circulation today.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
no.
It's insane.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, shout out to him. That's insane, though.
Yeah, bro. Like...
Though, realistically, the government is just a business. They just want... You are just there for them to make money off of you. That's why taxes have always been going...
Possibly.
100%.
Also,
they're giving you protection and safety for you making them money. It's a business.
Oh, we make so much
100%.
money. Like, I'm big into the
All
gambling
countries are
community. You
businesses.
know how much money gambling makes the world?
Yeah.
Like, the state of Ohio is legalizing sports betting on January 1st. I bet you they make over $1 billion by summer.
Because, maybe even before that, because it's an addiction. Think about it. You got the NBA, and you have the Super Bowl playoffs for NFL. Like, that's a bunch of shit, bro.
Yeah.
And you're profiting off, and it's sad. A lot of people, they have an addiction to gambling. But it's a good moneymaker because they're guaranteed to keep coming back.
Yeah.
It's not going to kill them.
You think about it, like, to be a successful sports gambler, you got to win in 55% of the time.
Yeah.
And that's hard. 55% the best people are winning. That's fucked up if you think about it. 55%.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Should we dive into another subject?
Yeah, what do you want to get into, bro?
You just want to talk about space?
Oh,
Let's talk
I
about some
have
space.
so many questions about space.
What's up about space?
Well, did you see the new 5 pictures that they just released?
Yeah, the James Webb Telescope,
Mhm.
space telescope.
So,
How about that? Is that crazy?
tell
to you?
everybody about that. Everybody that doesn't know, because I just read it briefly.
So the James Webb is a new space telescope. It's like a little more than 2 times the surface area of the Hubble in terms of how big the mirrors are to receive the light, right? So this telescope, it receives infrared rays, so rays that could penetrate through other pieces of mass like planets or anything like that. So it receives these rays and it bounces off a few mirrors, it goes into the computer system, and then it generates it takes all the information and data and generates a picture that we are able to see of time in the past. Which is crazy.
Coolest fucking thing
It's crazy.
ever.
So it pointed out, and since it receives these red waves, like these red light waves, if you look on a spectrum of light, right, like a light is a wave, right? So if you take this red wave of light, it looks like that, right?
Right.
If the wave has been traveling for longer, it's going to grow bigger, and the waves are going to oscillate slower, right? So when it receives those signals, it could tell how stretched out that wave is, right? And that tells you how red it is, which is how far away it is.
Ooh.
So they took some pictures, and from the pictures that they've taken, they found a galaxy that was formed right after the Dark Ages, which is right after the Big Bang. So the Big Bang happened about, they said, 15 billion years ago, right? So they take these pictures and it dates back all the way back 15 billion years, because the Dark Ages only lasted 300 million years, so there's no light coming from them, right?
Yeah.
So they have basically a picture of one of the first galaxies that's ever been formed, which is insane.
I saw the picture. Oh my gosh.
And who knows what's in that picture now, right?
Yeah.
That light that's coming to us, it's taken so long to travel to us that where it's at right now might be completely different to when we received it, you know? It might not even be there. It might be, who knows?
Technically, does that mean like there's like a valid time machine? Technically.
I mean, yeah.
Providing
I would say so.
a physical window into the past. Obviously, there's no motion. It's just a picture, but like that's proof like of the past.
Yeah, it's proof of the past, without a doubt.
You guys think there's like
I wouldn't say
aliens
you'd
up
be
there?
able to travel into that past.
No,
The
of course
time-
not. No.
It took time for that light to travel to the camera, which is
Yeah.
why we could say it took this much time. So
Yeah.
we're looking into the past.
Yeah.
But what's crazy is like so the nearest star system, right, that's close by to Earth, it's Alpha Centauri, right?
Okay.
And it
What's that mean? Like,
it's-
is that just the name of it?
That's the name of the star
Okay.
system and the star. It's like the 3rd brightest star in the night sky.
Oh wow.
And that star, how far do you think away it is from Earth?
I think
In
I
light
can't
years.
even explain.
Around 5. It's like 4.5 light years away from Earth. Do you understand how far that is? 4.5 light years.
Never took
That means-
astrology.
That means that it took light 4.5 years to go from where it was to us. 4.5 years for light. You know how fast light travels?
Very fast.
How fast do you think it
I
travels?
mean, shit. You see it right now. Yeah. Boom.
Exactly. It travels more than 185,000 miles in 1 second. 185,000 miles in a second. How far is it from East Coast to the West Coast? I don't know. What is it, like 5,000, 6,000 miles?
Shit. Let's look it up.
It's probably like 5,000 or 6,000 miles.
Let's see. East Coast to West Coast distance in miles. Distance in miles.
Let's see.
Oh shit. About 2,500, 3,500 miles.
Okay.
So still though.
So uppermost,
It feels
3,500
like more
miles.
than that.
Yeah.
Light travels at 185,000 miles in 1 second.
That's all the way around the globe.
So for that light to travel that fast, it's going to still take almost 5 years for that light to reach us. That's
so
far.
crazy.
With NASA's most developed rocket,
Mhm.
it would take more than 5,000 or 6,000 years to reach it.
That's so crazy.
But there's this theory that I don't know if it's like super recent, but recent as in like past 100 years,
Mm-hmm.
that it's like a space warp bubble. So they warp space. So if you have a spaceship, right, it's right here. Space, let's say it's like this plane. They warp the space in front of the spacecraft. They warp it down, and then they warp the back up, right, like a wave.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's on a wave.
Okay.
This wave. So if something was on that space wave, it's just gonna go this way, right? If it's like a wave,
Right.
it's gonna travel with the wave.
Yeah.
So it like generates a wave in front and behind the spacecraft. If they use that, which is somewhat feasible, they think, to actually make, but like they don't have the technology yet for it to make it. And there's some like flaws with like physics, but like obviously physics are changing if you're bending space.
Mm-hmm.
It would still take a long time, but it would take a month.
Wow.
1 month.
Wow.
1 month to go from Earth all the way 20. You know how far it is? 4.5 light years. You know how far that is in miles? 25 trillion miles.
I see.
Trillion. 25 trillion miles.
What do you think's on the other side?
Other side of the 25 trillion miles.
Yes.
More
Nothing.
space.
Just empty space.
More space.
So do you think, kind of going back to what he said, do you think that there's other life out there? Aliens, if you will.
So I think like you look at Earth and space and other planets and stars around us, like tell me that what we are, tell me that we don't look how like a cell is. So you know a cell or an element or an atom, right? You take an element and an atom and you look at it, there's a nucleus and then there's protons and electrons and neutrons floating around it, right?
It's a lot.
In space,
Mhm.
right? There's like this atom in the center and then there's all this space and electrons and protons floating around it.
Yeah.
That's like just how space is like with Earth as the atom, you know?
Mhm.
And then you have all these planets and other things rotating around it. That's like how we are, but on a way smaller scale, in my opinion.
Okay.
So it's like, I would take us, like we are in an atom right now, you know?
Yeah, you could definitely say that with the moon, the sun, all stuff.
I mean, nobody would ever know either. But that leads to like, if you look at our universe, it's like, I don't even know, like 100 million light years long.
Yeah.
I don't know, to be honest, but it's something like that. If you look at that, that's massive. That's so much space. But if you zoom in, like if that's an atom, it's like not massive, you know?
Yeah.
If you look at a light pole that has electrical wires hanging on it and you just look, you see a wire hanging, right? But if you zoom in and you use binoculars and you look at it, then you see that wire has coils on it,
Yeah.
right? And if you zoom in even more, you see that those coils on that wire have depth to it. And they're wires. You know that they're wires. You can see that they're 3D wires. You zoom in even more, then there might be an ant on one of the little coils, right? And you keep zooming in, you keep seeing new like dimensions of it. You know, it keeps expanding and getting closer and expanding and becoming more closer. So it's like, who knows? Are we big? Are we small? Who knows?
Okay.
You don't know.
That's what you're saying. Yeah, we have no clue.
It's just unknown.
Yeah.
See, the only thing though is subatomic like laws of physics are completely different than, like, for example, an atom is not held, atoms are not affected by gravity at all. They are only affected by electromagnetism.
Okay.
So, and our universe, anything up above that, an atom scale, is affected by gravity because atoms are basically too low of mass to be affected by gravity. So that's like the only thing that would be like.
Who says that our universe being different than an atom, maybe just on a way grander scale,
maybe
has
it
to
just
follow
keeps
the
going,
same
layers,
scales
you
of
know,
physics?
different things.
Dude, what if? Okay.
I mean, maybe we're just a car battery, and that's what black hole and white holes are.
Literally,
just bringing
bro.
in and out energy.
What if like we're just like comparative to ants in our society? What if like planet Earth is just like an ant-sized object in this other society, bro? Like, what if? Okay, here we go again. Tinfoil hat. What if we're in a simulation? Okay, and like we don't know kind of like the Matrix. We don't know, but like, what if like this life, as crazy as it sounds, from 0 to however 100 years, is like a test. And like when we're done in this life, we get out and like we're back in real life, and now we like it makes us better as people. You know what I mean? What if it's like that?
Or maybe it's just like in that real life, we created this simulation for us to enter in, because maybe in that real life, because like Elon Musk said, right? We create video games and stuff for entertainment and to like be entertained and do stuff with. So we're going into that game to have fun and be able to do stuff that we can't do. So what if like in that real life, we're just entered into that video game? Maybe not in, like you look at video games, they've been created like, 20 years ago, like digitally, right? So you look at these video games, the graphics and the quality, VR, AR, everything's been exponentially growing.
Yeah.
Exponentially.
Especially in the past 10 years, stuff is really
without a doubt,
progressed.
Yeah, in the past 10 years. Think about it. In the past 10 years, it's been going up like this. If you look 50 years from now, 100 years, 200, 500 years.
You're going to be in there.
Or
how far, yeah. How far?
It's like how much room is there for growth?
How far in the VR and AR are you going to get before you can't distinguish VR from reality?
Or, and here's another thing. You have all these ancient societies, right? The Mayans, the Egyptians. They say the Egyptians had technology, like, to this day, they still don't know how they built the pyramids, because right now, with everything technology we have, it's not humanly possible. So what if, and the Mayans also were said to have like this ancient technology, the Aztecs too, what if human civilizations, they increase in all the technology, all the shit that they make, and it gets to a point where eventually it falls off and it restarts. What do you think happens next? Because like you said, exponentially, we just keep going up. Elon's talking about Neuralink and like literally putting a chip in your head where you essentially are interconnected with the internet. Like you literally have the knowledge of the gods.
Everything.
Right. So do you think we get to that point, or society crashes before, and then we go back to
that
zero?
might be the reason that it crashes for real.
I don't think that would be the reason it crashes.
What do you think? Because we got a lot of shit that could.
I think that humans are so smart that we just keep innovating and inventing on such a rapid scale. And since we keep creating more humans, we're at 8 billion people. There's just so much, like with telephones and all this other forms of communication, we get to communicate with people across the globe and collab on different, pieces of technology and find ways to better it. Back then, you'd have to go on a train and then sail across the ocean and take months. We could do that like that now.
That's true.
The way that we can innovate and invent nowadays is just, it's exponential. And we're just going to keep getting better and better, The more technology that we create, it's just the faster and more efficient that we're going to get at making new things.
What do you think about AI? What do you guys think about AI as a threat or possible?
In all the movies, it's bad.
It's got to be.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Think about it. If you're creating a piece of technology that has the ability to run algorithms, millions and millions of algorithms, and ask many different questions at the same time and find answers almost instantaneously within milliseconds, it's like, it's already shown it could beat the best chess player, it could beat the best gamer, there's robots that can shoot threes consistently. Like there's just ways that you could use technology to be so consistent and efficient and 99% perfect. It's just gonna keep getting better. You're gonna, like, pretty soon, like Amazon, they're using all these robots and stuff to make things, and drones. Like
I worry about that with my job sometimes. Like, what if robots can cut hair eventually?
That'll be a while down the road, but still, bro, like automation. What if we become like fully automated out of existence?
Is that the goal? Like,
I don't know.
Why wouldn't it be? If we could do something that can. Okay,
it
so
could speed up the process of
what is
stuff.
the point of money right now is we got to work. We got to provide some sort of value or service to get money. If there's something that we create that can work and make us that passive income passively without us working, then we're going to have credits, we're going to have money that we didn't necessarily work for and deserve. And if we get everything to automate itself, or a lot of things to automate itself, then there's just going to be no need for people to work. There's going to be no need for it to cost
It takes
money.
one fucked up dude, though,
Like
to get some AI.
McDonald's, but like burgers at McDonald's, like how much are they? $1 for a cheeseburger?
Yeah, I feel like you're talking about a different thing though. if we have everything automated to the point where there's obviously going to be a human running automation, like if we get automated out of reality and now we need something like universal basic income because like we're not doing anything, if that makes sense. I feel like what you're talking about, or I feel like it's like more reminiscent of the movie WALL-E, because like if we have all this technology doing everything for us,
we're not worth anything.
We're just sitting back eating all day and becoming like them. You know what I mean? Like we're in the chair and we're literally, it's just moving for us. Whereas AI, that's a little bit different, because I feel like automation, it doesn't really have a personality, whereas AI, like that's like a legit threat, because that thing can turn on you like that and you don't know if it controls drones, planes, whatever.
It depends how the AI is coded, for sure,
right?
And what it's like made to think and solve, and if it's given like free will, and like stuff like that.
That's another thing, bro. I was listening to the Joe Rogan podcast with one of the guys that was like one of the first like innovators in terms of like computers and stuff like that, and he said that Google has an AI.
Yeah,
like,
I saw
it's
it.
super smart. Yeah, and it can convince you that.
He said it's what's it called?
Sentient.
Sentient. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was the whole thing. Like, it can convince you that it's not alive, but then it'll also convince you that it's alive. So, like, which one is it?
And to think that we're already that close.
Oh, it's so scary.
See, if we're that close.
Here's the theory. So, theoretically, humans aren't really like any other being on this planet, right? And you were mentioning earlier when we were talking about, you guys were talking about aliens, the pyramids, all that stuff. They were so smart back then, but clearly they didn't have things to do more than they had intelligence. They had more intelligence than means. You know what I mean? They didn't have big backhoes and stuff like that. So what if we are actually aliens, and the whole idea of God is just by the time artificial intelligence gets created? Because artificial intelligence, basically, it would only be common sense for an artificial intelligence to only let the morally good people live. So, what if the whole Judgment Day, all of that, was just to make sure that if we get stupid and forget everything, we still are able to be accepted by that artificial intelligence once we create it on accident?
Shit. That's a hell of a theory.
That's a good point, but like, what do you mean by the fact when you said there's nothing like humans? Or humans
for
are
one,
different.
our circadian rhythm is messed up. So if you, theoretically, and they've done a lot of scientific tests on this, if you were in a room where you didn't know whether it was day or night, within about 2 or 3 days, your sleeping schedule would be completely haywire. And it's basically scientifically proven that every animal on Earth has a circadian rhythm, and ours is the only one that does not correlate with Earth at all.
Wow. Huh.
So
it's interesting, but I would also say out of any animal, we are also the most disconnected from Earth.
Yeah, we're just different.
We're
different. There's nothing else like us.
We're not born to survive. You know, we're born, and I say this all the time, we're born in a lobby. We're born in a pre-existing lobby. All these buildings, all these businesses, the country, all of the laws, everything, we were born into that. Everything was already created. And it's like, are we just supposed to believe everything, you know? Like, obviously, you want to
kind of just go with it, right?
Yeah.
Like, obviously, you want to believe what you see firsthand. But you can't truly believe something unless you see it and you experience it yourself.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like our ancestors, like the cavemen and stuff like that, I feel like back then we were so much more connected to the earth. You know, you're living in a cave. Literally, you're hunting, you're gathering, everything. But like now, I feel like we're more.
We live in a house that has 99%, you know, safeness to bacterias and viruses.
We're striving for more and more and more comfort. We keep innovating. And it's interesting, like you said.
We're just disconnecting from nature.
Yeah.
And which is crazy, because I had a conversation with one of my friends, and he was saying that, so we had a debate over the definition of natural, and he was saying that everything is natural because humans are natural beings, so what comes from humans is natural because it's natural for us to want to do that, and it's natural for us to want to become more efficient and make things easier and build things. Well, I would say it's not natural for a cone to be out in the middle of the road, right?
Yeah,
That's
it's not natural to be drinking a
A
beverage
can.
that a human created.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And that's the whole thing that I had with him. The meaning of natural is more so something is natural if it hasn't been altered by human interaction.
Yeah, if it comes from the earth. Well, honestly, I can't even say that. Like you said, that's a better, because somebody could like alter a plant somehow and change it.
Like aliens.
Yeah.
But if if it is coming from, like you said, earth or whatever, and it comes into existence without any intellectual being acting on it and purposefully doing that, then it's natural, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if somebody like purposefully does something, that's not natural.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's the meaning of the word natural.
Yeah.
Anyways, we had this big argument. He thought that a traffic cone was natural. I argued it wasn't.
It's not.
Yeah. That's what I agree. But
Any closing thoughts? Some things you want to like get out at the last minute?
well, there's another crazy thing.
Go ahead.
That's like you look at those pictures of the JWST, right? The telescope,
Mm-hmm.
and there's one of the pictures is of like 4 or 5 galaxies right next to each other that are acting on each other, and that's like one of the famous pictures that they released, and that's insane because like mass pulls, right? It gravitates things towards it, right?
Mhm.
So when it does that, and then you have all these big huge galaxies that are right next to each other, they're pulling on each other and distorting space. But the thing is, like with the JWST, it takes the infrared rays, so it's able to bend around. Instead, the Hubble, the visible light, it would take it and then it would just it would die right there. The ray, the light ray, right?
That's
the infrared ray would go and it would bend around it and it would come back towards you. It doesn't
keep
stop.
going. Yeah,
Mhm.
it doesn't care what's in its way.
Exactly. So the picture showed, using our telescope that we created,
Mm-hmm.
it showed a natural telescope. So these galaxies, they bent space in such a way that the light that reached it, when it came around it, right, like it came around the galaxies,
Yeah.
because it's pulling the light and everything. It showed a natural telescope that you could see around the galaxies and see even further from it, and that's how they saw one of the earliest galaxies ever formed. So it's cool because you're using a man-made telescope, but you're looking at a natural telescope.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
That's pretty sweet.
Like it's like we took our inspiration from something that's already
crazy.
Already there.
Damn.
It's pretty cool.
Dbake, any last thoughts?
On the space stuff?
On anything, bro.
I mean, I don't know, man.
Go get a haircut.
Yeah, everybody go hit him up for a haircut. Where can they find you at?
I'll be there.
Media?
Clientele Barbershop, Boardman, Ohio. It's a good spot.
Where can
Good
everybody
times.
find you on social media?
Just started a new Instagram. It's just Dbake the Barber 2. My first one got hacked. So yeah, I mean it's just like really just a lifestyle page, nothing too crazy. Daily stuff.
Want to give out your Snapchat, so Dave, your Instagram?
I'm chilling.
I gotcha. All right, fellas. It's been a hell of a podcast. I'm sure everybody's gonna love this. The government killed JFK. Good night.